All right, guys, today we got a very special guest in the house. I mean, he is the biggest legend we have had on the platform for what he has contributed to this game, paving the way for us to have hip hop today. This man speaks his mind and don't care what nobody thinks, but he's so down to earth at the same time. I'm talking about the one, the only MC Shan.
What's up? What's up? How's everybody doing out there? It's your man Sizzle with a Whistle, and we about to get into it.
What's good with you today, Shan? How you feeling?
I woke up. You won't hear me complain ever. Any days that I wake up now at this age, I don't never complain. I just ride that surfboard. I jump on the wave and just ride with it, no matter what it is. Whether it's it might be a problem to everybody else. I'm like, you see me on this surfboard, son? Rocking that wave.
Man, I just want to thank you so much for giving me the opportunity. It's truly an honor. So with my interviews, I like to start at the beginning to help the people understand my guests on a deeper level. So Shan, you're from Queensbridge and you're growing up in Queensbridge in the 60s, right? Did you grow up with any siblings?
My siblings came after me. I'm the oldest brother in the house, but my brother is younger than me. But just growing up young, I got beat up. I got picked on because I was the bigger brother. I didn't have bigger brothers or nothing, to protect me. I had to learn how to bust head myself.
Right. What was the household like being the oldest?
Well, I can tell you up until the age of 13, because at age 13, I left my mother's house. And from that time, growing up, it was like, as a kid, I always thought that I never had enough. My mother was on welfare. I always had to hand me down, all of that. And I didn't understand the rules that I had back then. And so at 13 years old, my mother was whipping my butt and I picked up a stick just to defend. Shouldn't have done that. My mama looked at me, right? My mama looked at me and she said, okay. Turned around, walked out the door. I took and shoved that stick under the doorknob. I ain't have on no shirt. I had on shorts and no shoes. And my window could barely come up. All the strength that I had, I squeezed my little self out of that window and I was out of my mother's house at 13 years old. And now this is what I say to people, that when you want to talk about you didn't have this, I didn't have a father. I'm a perfect example of how none of that mattered. It's all on you. Look at what I became. I left my mother's house at 13 years old. I could have been dead. I could have been a drug dealer. I could have been a whole lot of things. I could have been in jail right now. But life and its experiences and things that I saw, you kids nowadays wouldn't even be able to handle that. Look at my daughter. She's 14. She would never be able to handle the life that I had. And I couldn't tell her the story to say, well, just be strong. I got to be strong for her because these kids are different from when I was growing up. And so that's telling you my beginning. If you really want to know, that's my beginning. That's how I started out, going from this aunt's house to that aunt's house to being MC Shan, which surprised everybody.
I saw that you said before that your father made you the father you are today because you would never do what he did to you, right? What did you mean by that?
What I meant by that was he was the greatest inspiration that I ever had for not being there. I noticed all the emotions that I felt growing up where there were other kids that had a father, knew their father. And so although my kids weren't even born yet, I made a promise that I would never be to them what my father was to me. And so that's why you see me doing all these things with my children. I'm going here and I'm giving them experiences that I never had. They can have everything that I got. I don't work for me. I dress like this. I put my sponsor's T-shirts on. I don't have clothes. I don't buy me clothes. I buy things to further their life, make them happier than what my father, anything my father didn't do, I do for them. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right.
And so
you never had a relationship with him?
Never. He came and see me when I was 2 years old, looked at me and said, okay, and never seen him again. But now here's where it was. I was also born at a different time. When I was born, imagine your mother, right? You had to come home acting like you were her cousin or her little brother. When I was born, while my mother was pregnant, she went down south to live with family members. That's the years that I was born with, pregnancy out of wedlock and all that. When I came home, I was my mother's brother or nephew or cousin or something like that at first. My first freaking years of life, my first year or my first 6 to 7 months of life was led as my mother's little brother or nephew because of the times we came up in.
You're talking about when you guys returned to New York after the fact, after she gave birth to you?
Listen, she gave birth to me in New York, but while she was getting bigger and bigger, they sent us a family down south. Family down south took care of her until it was about time for her to bust. And then back to New York, she kind of hid to the point where, all right, here she come. Now she down south with this little light-skinned little baby. Where he come from? Oh, that's my nephew. But that's the age that I grew up in. That's the way it was back then. I grew up in a whole different time and era than what's going on now. I see that my era was an experiment. You can whip your child's ass at my age back in the days, and authorities wouldn't say anything or nothing. I think the great experiment to that was that if you whoop these ghetto children, they're going to turn out to be something, because I got my ass whooped a lot. I turned out to be something. And so I think that message of don't whip the kid because let them just rule the house. They just blocked me on Instagram for one of them videos where I say, yo, let me show you parents how to get free time. You can't let these kids run the house. What you do, you pop their ass and tell them to lay down, turn the TV off. 5 minutes later, I went in the room and showed the folks that, yo, they sleeping. Instagram was like, oh, I didn't break any law. So let's move on. Fuck them.
All right, no, I saw that. I saw, because I watch your lives a lot, and I was paying attention to that, and you were saying like the fact that you were reading the corporal punishment and everything. Like you really broke it down in Georgia, right?
Right. I mean, there's, and one thing, the parents, it's a mind manipulation thing that's going on. And look, when things happen to me, you ever seen those videos that I make on my thing? Hey, you, young man, this, that, and the third. When things happen to me, I write essays. And y'all are going to think I'm crazy, but I'm a literary, whatever the heck you want to call it, but I can write also, and I can bring certain things into perspective. Although crazy, it's not truth and it's not non-truth. It falls between the fine line of Shan's imagination. Mm-hmm. But when you see it, you're going to be like, wow, because that one right there is like, we is a word that is a wolf in sheep's clothing. We don't use the word I, you, him, her, hardly anymore. It's always making us part of a collective. And with Instagram, if you're not part of the collective, you feel you don't want to put something up that goes against the collective. So now they're brainwashing us in another way, and that you'll find out my theory in that next essay. Stay tuned.
With you leaving home at 13, right? What was that like for you? Were you hitting the streets and trying to survive that way, or you were just staying with random family members?
I had aunts and uncles that was ready to go. Ain't no problem. And they were different. They weren't the clean cut uncles. Those were the ones that was in the street. My uncle was a gang member from the Savage Skulls or something like that in the Bronx. And so these are the guys and the women that I grew up with, my aunts and uncles, that taught me the streets. I wasn't just out in the streets as a vagabond and I had people in my family that were street wise. And those were the ones that took me, and my Aunt Flossie taught me a whole lot about the streets. Aunt Flossie was the one that you ain't supposed to be smoking and you'll come in the house after 3 o'clock in the morning. She'd be like, "Don't touch my refrigerator. And one of y'all give me a cigarette." And before you go in the back, one of y'all change the channel because remotes wasn't even made then. So we used to be the remote. So I love y'all, Flossie. I love y'all, Kajos. I love y'all. I love you all for making me who I am. I love my
So
mama
was
too.
this on your mom's side?
This. Look, back then we didn't have that. When you were family, you were family. Whether it was through your mama was the boyfriend, well, your mama was the girlfriend or the boyfriend or that. His family became your family, and we all family. Something that we lost because family is important. Whether it be both sides, from your side, this side. That was important to us back then. I miss the times that I used to have because Christmases and Thanksgiving were always special when I was young, because those were the times we would all gather at my grandmother's house and we would all be there, the whole family, this side, that side. I met sides of the family that are even not even named Moki like me. They're pawpaws. You know what I'm saying? But we're cousins. We're family to this day. Rhonda, Rondu,
They were like
and Bridget.
real events. They were like real events, like the family getting together. You really felt that sense of belonging and community, right?
Right, in which we'll get to the brainwashing where family ain't important no more. In that essay, we'll get to it. But it's just like today, this Christmas, right? I didn't really do anything for my kids for Christmas. And people probably would say, "Shan, you're wrong. Don't do that to them." I know my children. My children have Christmas every day around here. They've got so many toys that I bought that I don't. So me doing Christmas would have been something for me just to gratify my grown-up thing, just to say. But I looked at my children. I said, "Yeah, they don't even want nothing." I bought them a Nintendo Switch. I'm mad I bought it. They don't even touch it. They don't even care. What they care most about is this. "Dad, when we going back to the beach? When we going back to Panama City? I want to go back to Myrtle Beach," where normal kids will tell you, "I want to go to the park that's in the neighborhood." I got little 5 and 6-year-old that tell me, "When we going back to Florida?" You know that costs money, son. Wait a minute.
But you know what's the amazing thing about what you're saying there is they're not asking for materialistic things. They're talking about experiences that you're taking them on actual trips, spending time with them, investing these kind of memories that's going to last for way longer. When they're older, they're going to remember, remember when dad took us to so-and-so,
But this was a lesson that I had to learn. They've got quads, motorcycles, all that, everything that a kid could possibly have. They have it. And they love their PlayStation more than anything. I have to act, they started jerking us with the games. When I was a kid, you could get PlayStation and you got 2 controllers with it. You could play 2 people. Nowadays, if you want your kids to play together, you got to buy 2 PlayStations, which I have to do. They've got 2 televisions in their room connected to 2 different PlayStations. And now, since I want them to at least play this Nintendo Switch that I bought, they also have a projector screen in their room that I put Nintendo Switch. Y'all gonna play this game, son.
Wow.
And so
you weren't joking about Christmas every day.
No, I'm telling you.
They don't need anything.
They have it. And it's like, I mean, I might be spoiling, but I also give them the hardness to it. I also show them when I'm using screwdrivers and things like that. I also teach them a lot of this stuff that I'm doing, right? If you've been looking, I've been making jewelry.
Right.
This is a messed up piece. And so I just be teaching things, and everything that I do, they look at and they want to be a part of. And so I just look at that as like, that's what it is. I want you to be that. This is what made me me. And them looking at me thinking that daddy can fix everything. I be sometime having to tell them daddy is a Superman, but I can't fix that. We got to go buy a new one. You know what I mean?
So Shan, take us back to Queensbridge in the 60s, right? What was it like during that time? You walk in the streets. What are you seeing? Like, help paint that image. I wasn't walking the street.
I was born in 65. So me to walk the streets of Queensbridge, you had to go back to like 1970 and something like that. You know what I'm saying?
So around that time then.
Now, around that time, Queensbridge was always my base with my grandmother, my grandfather. My mother, we lived there, and then my mother took me to Brooklyn for a little while. But once I ran away and all that stuff, and I was staying over here and staying over there. Eventually, my grandmother, because I used to always, my grandmother used to figure like, how is he meeting me at the bus stop every day? So she knew that I was somewhere in the projects or somewhere around there. And she's like, yo, forget all that. Just come here. I'm not hearing it. That's when I got in school. I did a whole bunch of other things. I did the right thing. But, but Queensbridge was always my home base. My birth certificate says 4008 10th Street, where I was when I came from the hospital. I'm like an original Queensbridge. I'm not like, I was born somewhere else and came there. I'm original. Like when I came out to poo-poo, I went to Queensbridge, and that's what it says on my birth certificate, 4008 10th Street. So anybody that would want to try and question my Queensbridge credibility just because I lived in Brooklyn a minute ago, son, my birth certificate says that that's where I came to be. And look, and if it wasn't that, then how come everybody in Queensbridge knew me growing up? You know what I'm saying? Even when I was in Brooklyn, I always went to, by the time I was 7 years old, you can't let these kids do this shit right now. By the time I was 7 years old, I knew how to get on the 4 train, go to Times Square, and catch the 7 train and go to my grandmother's house by myself.
Wow. That's crazy.
And I spent time at my grandmother's house like that from early age, you know what I'm saying? And so you wouldn't do that with I wouldn't dare put my daughter on at 14, would not put her on a public bus by herself and say, our parents were fucking neglectful.
So, I was gonna bring that up because you were talking about before that you don't think your kids could have handled what you went through at such an early age, right? So now with you saying that at 7 years old, you were already out taking, the public transportation on your own, going to Queensbridge, everything, right? Like, what do you think that was like for you? Like, how do you feel about that looking back now?
It was an experience. It was something that instilled in me independence. Learning the ways of the streets and knowing not to talk to strangers. I mean, I was embedded with all of the rules that a child should know. Don't talk to strangers. You don't go nowhere. Don't talk to them. If anything happens, yell police. Matter of fact, don't yell police, yell fire, because fire brings up fire. Everybody want to know what's happening. Is it my house? Is it whose house is it? Excuse me. So I was embedded in all them rules, but nowadays, I don't even trust my children on my yard by themselves. And they don't understand why, because you have devious people out here that might think I have more than I had. At one point in my life, I did have so much. And this is why I'm paranoid about my kids, because they were talking about kidnapping my children. Yo, we're going to kidnap Shan's children for ransom, yo. This them 40 projects dude, Fat Cat and them. Fat Cat and them dudes, but see, Shizzle ain't that one. I wasn't running from it. What I did was I went and got me a bulletproof vest, and I rode around with a big ass, huh?
Can
Hurry up.
One day, can you buy us a clock in our room?
I got you a clock, baby. I'm on the interview. I used to ride around with a bulletproof vest and a Glock and went where I wanted, because it was like, but then, they found out who I was connected with, and if fucking with that nigga is going to cause a problem. We all I know these guys now. You know what I'm saying? The ones that didn't go to jail, and Lance, my man, I love Lance. They used to run that area over there. You know what I'm saying? But Shizzle's a cool ass nigga. We don't fuck with him like that. Y'all do whatever to everybody else. And with all the money I had, I've never been extorted. I've never been robbed. 50 of them tried to rob me, but then they gave me my respect after I stood up and put my back on the wall. You know, because as a skinny guy, I got robbed a lot as I was a child. But once I got older, it's like, yo, son, what's up? And so
Wait, what year are we talking about, Shan?
the Beacon Theater, we had a show at the Beacon Theater. Whatever year the Juice Crew was at the Beacon Theater, I went out in the audience because that's my thing. I'm in New York. Watching, and 50 and them tried to get me. Bang! I'm standing there. Somebody blocked my way and somebody came over the top. Clocked me. I saw stars for a second, but I know if I would have went down, it was out. So I said, all right. And they followed me out the fucking building. And we was on the side. It was only me and Tyrone. And them niggas looked at me like, we need to put this nigga down. This nigga crazy as us. I got 50 Fort Greene niggas standing in front of me and I still got my chain on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, fucking put my back on the wall like, what's up? I still have the chain. Well, I don't have it to today, but that night when I left, y'all know how vicious they were. Anybody who came up in that era, and y'all know the stories about 50 Cent and the Fort Greene crew. Y'all know how treacherous they was. Well, no matter what I did, they'd have still took it if they didn't respect my motherfucking stand up for myself.
And let's clarify, you're talking about the original 50 Cent, not 50 Cent the rapper.
The original 50 Cent, Cream, and all them motherfuckers from Fort Greene that y'all hear all the time, Hawk and all them. Yeah, those guys. I had to defend myself against that because if you don't, I've learned early that if you let people run over you, that's what it is. The first second of an incident is what is the deciding factor of any confrontation. If a motherfucker run up on you and go like this, and you go, you're done. But if a motherfucker run up on you and go like this, and you pop him, nigga, it's a different story. So that changes the whole outcome. So everybody has control of every situation. It depends on whether you got a heart of a lion or whether you're just going to be eating like a sheep. I was eating like a sheep for a long time until I got tired of it.
It's kind of like that whole thing where they say that you got to hit the bully back, right? If not, then they're going to keep on coming at you.
Ain't no hit the bully back. You can't hit the bully back. That don't faze them. You got to pick up a brick and bust their head to the white meat. And that's what made them stop messing with me. Right? Let me tell you something, because I would start fighting with you, right? And then all of a sudden I would run. Now you think you got me on the run and you chasing me. Okay, nigga, you think that's what it is? As I'm running, I'm looking for bricks, bottles, sticks, whatever. As soon as I find it, what? I'm going to immediately stop, and I'm going to pick that shit up, turn around, and clock the shit out of you. So that became a thing where, I might be crazy, but that little motherfucker is sick. You know what I'm saying? That little motherfucker is sick. Leave him the fuck alone, because that's what happens. When you have bullies, you have to do something to them that they're really scared to do. And I'm not a shooter. I wasn't a shooter. Forget all that shooting. Shooting, anybody could shoot from over here and hit a guy 12 blocks down or whatever and hit an innocent. I came to the point where I like to look you in your face while these things were happening. I want to look at you. I want to see this. I want to feel it as this joint go, whatever it was. It just made me crazy. You get tired of you get sick and tired of getting sick and tired of people whooping your ass. And that's what happened to me with no older brother.
Right, because then you had to be the person to look out for yourself. You had nobody to call.
Nope. Tired of taking my lunch money. Tired of my pockets looking like rabbit ears.
So you really got to see hip hop develop from the very beginning. Hip hop started in the Bronx, but I heard you say in an interview that people were doing their thing in many different boroughs, right? During that time,
Yes,
were you
were.
traveling to the Bronx to see it in the park jams, or?
The Bronx came to me. My bedroom window faced Reese Center, Grandmaster Flash, Field of 4, all of them used to come play parties in the Reef Center. Well, I used to listen to them outside of my window. I was too young to go in there. You know what I'm saying? Even if I could come outside, I couldn't go in the car. I was too small. But I heard Grandmaster Flash. I heard Fearless. I heard a bunch of them. Funky 4 plus 1 more. All of those groups that preceded me, that came to Reef Center, that was my introduction to hip hop. And then after that, weeks later, here I go in the house. Boom, boom, kink, boom, boom, kink, the hip, hot, the hibby. Oh, the first rap record came on the motherfucking radio.
You talking about Sugar Hill Gang, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That came on the radio because before Sugar Hill, this hip hop was a thing that was done in the parks, in house party. You stole the damn electricity in Queensbridge. How you used to have a jam in Queensbridge Park. If somebody who lived on the first floor on Vernon would run a long extension cord from their house to the park so that they could have power to run the equipment, who cared? You didn't pay electricity in Queensbridge anyway. Run that damn DJ. It's not like your mom nowadays when you got to pay the light up. Turn that TV off, boy. Turn the lights out. Yeah, I got to pay for that. Wasn't none of that in Queensbridge. You could just plug it up and play all night. Mama ain't going to say nothing.
Yo, so Shan, so would you say that was the moment that you fell in love with hip hop?
The moment I fell in love with hip hop was when Shantae took me on tour, and they took me from a job that I was making $120 a week, and I made $400 in 20 minutes. I went back home and tell them, you could take this job and shove it. I ain't working in here no more. And here you have me, MC Shan, from that day on, yo. From that
Did you
day
really
on.
sing that? Did you really sing that to them?
No, it was just more like a fuck y'all. I ain't coming back to work. Y'all got me fucked up. You shouldn't have asked that question. I tried to keep it in a nice manner and shit.
Nah, we want the raw and uncut, Shan. That's what we like. That's what we
okay,
like.
you still getting the raw and cut shit. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it was like, yo, fuck y'all. I ain't coming back. And then look, I came back like a month later, and I had a purple Audi. The foreman that used to be the one always on my back that I hated, he was driving a Maxima. I rode up on them in an Audi a month later after I quit and told y'all take this job. They were amazed, like, what the fuck? He just quit and he got an Audi? I'm driving a Maxima.
Wow.
So that's what hip hop did for me, and I never went back to. You know what I'm saying? But although every day is a job for me, it's not like I'm free. I do the things that I want, but it's a work of pleasure. Mm-hmm. It's not something that I building the buses, building the RVs. Those are works of pleasure. I'm also filming them to make my own TV shows. Shizzle, when I take my kids out on the RVs, I film a show. It's called RV Life, hip hop style, which is in the can on the computer, right? But I'm going to get all my team together and it's going to come. You know what I'm saying? I've got Tool Time with Shizzle, where I show you where I got drunk one night and I went in the RV, ripped everything up off the RV, and then woke up the next day like, ooh, what you going to do about that? And I built an RV and I made a TV show out of it, because in this day and age, content is important. And my content, I mean, there's people that call me all the time, Shan, I want to put you down on my show. Why? Because you don't get enough ratings on your own and I'm going to bring some interesting characteristics to your show. Well, screw you. I've got my own ideas and I don't need you. I've got every camera, everything. I mean, like I say, I show y'all all the time. Look at me. I got movie cameras. I've got a set out in my living room. I got a set set up in my living room. I don't need none of y'all help. And usually most of the time they'll call me and say, yo, Shan, we can get this money. How you going to proposition me on my story and tell me we can get this money? Don't you understand that I don't need you to get this money, son? So move from by me. I don't need none of you. I don't want none of you. If you can't bring nothing that's going to pop $1 right now, I don't want to talk to you. If it's like, yo, I need you to do this, son. If you don't come to me with a check, that's the most important. And see, there's a line that I have. When people call me about things, I always say to myself, if you had the check already, would you be calling me? No, you wouldn't, because you got the money already. And then while you got the money, you would have no kind of thought about trying to share it with me. And so when you call me on some shit, I know you ain't. If you didn't call me and say, yo, Shan, I got the check for you, that means you need me to get the check. So move from bombing. Stop calling me. I don't need you. Fuck your production company. I don't give a shit about what the fuck you doing. How the fuck you doing it? And I'm sorry if I came to the point you wanted the real Shan. Well, here's the real Shan. Fuck you all. And I'd also like to say this. I'm the biggest racist that you all will ever fucking meet. You want to know why? Because I hate you all equally. So if you want to see what a racist looks like, I hate you all equally up until the moment that I meet you. See, if I hate you all equally, that means when I meet you as individuals. I don't collectively say this group, that group, this group. I just hate every fucking body. But when I meet the individual, that's when we build our respect. And then I either like you or I don't. Now I'll tell you, fuck you and move from by me.
Right. So Shan, over the years, there's been some debate over hip hop, right? Fat Joe came out and he had some backlash while he said that blacks and Puerto Ricans 50-50 made hip hop. What did you see growing up?
I'm not even going to get into that conversation because we're all a contributing factor to this. And exactly, you got to remember the Bronx is full of Puerto Ricans.
Mm-hmm.
So how can we possibly debate Fat Joe on that fact? If the hip hop came from the Bronx and the Bronx is full of Puerto Rican, it's only a fact that Fat Joe and them were the first ones to capitalize on it. But that don't mean that they weren't doing it.
Right.
I'm the father of, and you can go back and look at this. You know all that Daddy Yankee, Babs Bunny, and all that stuff? I'm the father of that reggaeton. If you go back to it, I had an artist called Snow, which y'all know, and I had an artist called Rain. And Rain was the Puerto Rican doing Spanish music over reggaeton beats. And so all of that stuff, the Daddy Yankee and all them, I fathered that in. Just because I'm not Puerto Rican, Daddy Yankee will tell you, yo, he had to listen to Rain. Rain came out before Daddy Yankee. And you know, Gasoline, I'll go way back.
Right.
Daddy Yankee will tell you, yo, Shan was doing that. Jelly Bean had the first Puerto Rican record label that outside of Tito Puentes and them that did new modern Spanish music. And so Jelly Bean signed my artist Rain because he saw that reggaeton was going somewhere. Y'all can look it up. Rain, Indestructible. That album came out long before Daddy Yankee, Gasolina, all of that. So yeah, I've got a lot of foots in this game.
Because I interviewed K-Born from the Classical 2, Rap's New Generation, right? And he said Puerto Ricans were mainly doing graffiti and breakdancing, but on the rapping and DJing side was mainly blacks. Man, roll the clip.
Yeah, but Fat Joe was talking about rhyming. I mean, Fat Joe is talking about, like, Fat Joe them is just put everything into a gumbo soup. So that's why Fat Joe was saying, yo, now it was Spanish people there, Spanish people there. It was Spanish people there, Fat Joe. But it was more, the Spanish people was breakdancing, Fat Joe. Or the Spanish people was doing graffiti. The majority of the rappers was African-American. The DJs was African-American. You had Charlie Chase and probably like one or two more Latin DJs. That was it. That was the end of that. You know what I'm saying? That was the end of that. Then later on, Doo-Wop came. Doo-Wop was a kid. That's one of my brothers. You know, Doo-Wop wasn't DJing at that time. So he was, it was only like, Kid Capri wasn't DJing at that time. Kid Capri, one of my brothers, grew up with me. Kid Capri wasn't DJing at that time.
So when people are having this conversation, they need to be more specific about all the different elements of hip hop, right?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, you just can't say hip hop because we wasn't taking hip hop as one thing. It's elements of hip hop,
Mhm.
and in certain elements, it was always predominantly Latin when it came to graffiti, and predominantly Latin when it came to breakdancing.
All right, but now if you look at it, we stole their style because the graffiti artists dressed like me and LL, right? The
Mhm.
B-boys who were the Puerto Ricans dressed like the new generation of rap music. So they talking shit. Tell them to shut the fuck up. Tell them Shan said shut the fuck up. Because he really don't know what he talking about. Because like he said, they were doing this, but guess what? We stole their style. That's how Puerto Ricans are part of what this hip hop thing is. Because rappers like myself and LL Cool J, how did the breakdancers dress? They dressed in them sweatsuits, them goddamn Pumas and them Adidas. Did they or did they not?
Yeah, they did.
Any rapper that came before Run DMC dressed in all that crazy ass Melly Mel and all that shit with the fucking, I love Mel and them, but we wasn't dressing like them niggas. We don't fucking wear them boots that Mel and them, all the fur fucking collars and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the spiky belts and all that wrist shit. We wasn't rocking with them like that. And so who do we rock with? We rock with the style that the B-boys was rocking with. That's where the Kangos came from. That's where the sweatsuits came from. That's where the Pumas and the Adidas with the fat laces came from. And so for somebody to try and separate the Puerto Rican and black aspect of hip-hop, you're wrong, son. And I was there, and you can't debate me because I helped pioneer this. And so, like I said, shut the fuck up. Whoever told you that said that shit, tell them Shan said, shut the fuck up. Because simple fact, I'm telling you, I was out before that guy that you talking about. I love him, but I was out before you, son. You don't know nothing about Roxy. You don't know nothing about Mantronics and all of that stuff that went down, son. I do. And so all I'm telling y'all is, yes, the Puerto Rican aspect, Puerto Ricans have a lot to do with the culture of hip-hop, period. There's no distinction. There's no separation from it. It is all one factor.
And a lot of people have said that the sounds were very Puerto Rican influenced, like the flavor of the music as well in those early days.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, the rhythm, Puerto Rican music had the rhythm, but when you come to hip hop, we talking Marley Marl, son. Marley Marl was the one that set the way hip hop goes with the sample, and Marley Marl took the first sample that was ever taken in life. The bridge, Marley made that on some crazy thing. I don't even know. It had 4 or 5 little levels on it. Every time he hit the kick over here, it triggered whatever, that MPC. Marley Marl could have created the MPC. Marley took the first sample. So hip hop, yeah, you know how we did the break beats back and forth. That was Cool Herc and them. Marley found a way to take that and just loop that shit. Just hit the button. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Marley found a way to make a drum machine trigger a snare, trigger a kick. I'll hit the drum machine and that sample over there do the same thing your samplers do today. But this was before archives. This was before any of these MPCs, any of that. Although they made those things, they didn't know what to do with it. Because where'd Marley get a sampler from? Somebody had the idea of a sampler, but they had no idea what to do with it until Marley Marl came along and showed the world what a sampler can actually do.
Do you think that as time passes, people try to rewrite the history about who was there and what was influencing the music and the genre?
Who are you talking to? They always try and erase me. But you can't be mad. I see a lot of those pictures that come up with a lot of the hip hop artists, and it's only one Kango there. LL's Kango, not mine. But I'm in that group, right? Mm-hmm. But I can't get mad because I got to look at it from the artist that made this portrait point of view. Maybe he wasn't introduced to hip hop until, although LL came before me, he was always a little bit more popular than I was. And so his idea of hip hop is what it is. And it doesn't include MC Shan. It doesn't include a lot of other people. And when you look, you got all this array, but you can't get mad at that. You've got to look at the individual and their standpoint and where they begin. Some people think that Tupac and Biggie started hip hop. Their hip hop knowledge starts there. They don't know nothing about anything that came before that. Biggie's the biggest, Tupac is the best. I disagree with both of those statements, and I'm gonna get flack for this shit. I disagree that they're both the best. You wanna know why? We will never be able to find out who's the best until the books are closed. And hopefully that our book never closes, but with these mumble rappers, it's about to close very soon. Okay? And that's the only way that we can tally up who was who and who was what. But as long as there's some new hungry ass motherfucker out here that's gonna knock Biggie off his fucking pedestal, that's gonna knock Pac off his pedestal, knock whoever thinks they the best off their pedestal, we can't tally this up. I see those that say Tupac and Biggie was the best, that's because that's your era. Excuse me, go ahead.
No, but don't you think that they're talking about like up to this point that we've seen though? We know that, you know, there's so much time that hip hop has until the books are closed, but up to this point, like I'm saying, that's what it seems like they're talking about.
No, we can't even talk about that. There's people, I mean, they have their own, like each of us, we have our own category. I do this. Chris does this. You can't put us in the same box, okay?
Mm-hmm.
This one does that. That one does that. Biggie did this. Tupac was a lyrical poetic. You dig what I'm saying? So there's no way to classify who's the best, who's the worst in this here rap game. And I hate that. The fact that no other music genre does that but us.
Yep.
Say who
Yeah.
You don't hear them putting Elton John up against Willie Nelson or Barbra Streisand up against some other person, you know what I'm saying? Against Dolly Parton. You never hear that. The only place that you keep that constant crab in a barrel mentality is through hip hop. And that's fucked up.
Why do you think that is?
That's because motherfuckers don't want to admit that the person before you may have been great. The whole thing about hip hop is to not recognize the person before you. And it's part of wiping away our history. It's not to recognize those that want to learn about the civil rights movement and all that. You need to go on Google. You can't even find it no more. You can't find it. Okay, because they don't want you to look at the greats that came before you as an example. And so the mentality that they have now manifested and molded is like, screw your last people. I bet you they don't know who Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes is. They don't know who Ella Fitzgerald is. They don't know the comedians. They don't know who Moms Mabley is. They don't know anything about their past history. They don't know who Billie Holiday is. They don't know who H. Rap Brown is. They don't know who Huey P. Newton is. They don't know none of this because we've been brainwashed to forget your predecessors. Always think that you're better than them and forget giving them any props. And so this is where we're at right now.
You don't think that hip hop as a genre is just so much more competitive because of the battle aspect and it coming from the streets?
Hip hop is not hip hop anymore. You're talking about something that's past and dead and gone. I don't even bother with hip hop anymore. You see, I build stuff, I make jewelry, I do all kind of stuff. Why? Hip hop doesn't interest me anymore. Because if you're interested in hip hop, that's fine. That's that frere jacques, do me vous. If that suits your intellect, that's fine. Me, I'm into Frederick Chopin and Mozart when it comes to lyrics. And so this day of hip hop is nothing like the Frederick Chopins and Mozarts of lyrics that I've listened to in my days. Y'all are just frere jacques, and it doesn't interest me. It doesn't pique my interest because my intellect level is way above nursery rhymes, okay?
So would you say that it's evolved into something that is, because, people separate rap from hip hop. people say that that's rap music, that's not hip hop.
That's bullcrap. Because how you gonna separate it? Because now you just saying, it's all rhymes, right? So it's hip hop.
Mhm.
And y'all fucked around and tried to make a new genre of it just to pass that bullshit off on us. That's it. Oh, that's not hip hop. This is rap. What the fuck does that mean?
So you don't consider, like, say something like mumble rap separate, like a subgenre within?
Mumble, I don't even consider mumble rap as a. See, that's what I'm saying. Why can't it just be one? There always has to be. The powers that be always put things where you got something to look at, something to be negative about. You know what I'm saying? So instead of it just being one thing, now the business cell, we're going to put these guys in, which is going to make those guys mad. And now we just looking at each other while they stealing all the money. Are you getting it?
Yeah.
They always put something in the game that makes you not look at who's stealing the money for real.
Because I think that, especially with the streaming platforms and everything, now they separate it to be like, oh, this is lyrical rap. This is mumble rap. This is, it's like a lot of different.
But who are they to say what we do? See, this is what I'm talking about. Who are they? Who are they to tell me what my genre of music is, what my culture of music is, what we're supposed to, who are they? They didn't have anything to do with this. So why the fuck should I be listening to what they say?
Right.
I don't listen to what they say. You say there's rappers. I don't say there's rappers. I say they whack as fuck. They whack MCs. I don't even call them rappers. But as far as all of this breaking down and those stupid books do that. I've had a little confrontation with a certain individual not too long ago about him saying that I don't even want to bring that shit up because that's some past shit to me. Let me just leave that alone. You know what I'm saying? That really was like, forget it.
Okay.
Forget it.
You sure, Shan?
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm gonna leave that alone because that's nothing that I'm scared of or nothing like that. But see, people don't think that I have a mental intellect that I do because I fool people because I make you think that I'm dumb until the minute you try to play me. And then the minute you try to play me, you find out that man is so much smarter than I thought. I should have just shut the fuck up and left him alone.
So you've had an interesting relationship with KRS-One. Of course, you guys with your battle. I saw in an interview you said he was becoming more vocal about things and talking shit, and that didn't sit well with you. When was the last time that you spoke to Chris?
I saw Chris in August. Anytime I see Chris, me and Chris have love for each other. One thing that you can understand about every rap artist in this business that's around my age, no Shan. Shan gonna talk what he talk. He gonna say what he gonna say, and he gonna show up wherever we at because we know that's Shan. Shan says whatever he feels. There's no harm in it. He's just expressing himself. He's always been that way. And so when I say the things that I say and I go around these people, nothing to it. They know me better than the rest of y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so when I do see these folks, it's all good.
So to the outside world, when you're going on these talks and you seem so passionate and you're cursing and everything, people might think that you're mad, but the people that know you, like Chris, and that you go around, they know that's just you. Like it's no malice. It's nothing like serious.
No, you just said something I ain't like, motherfucker. And the internet, look, my whole theory is this. The internet is forever. And a lie unchallenged eventually becomes the truth. So if I hear somebody telling a lie about me, and the lie that you might be talking about me blurting over is Chris talking about he took me out. Me and Chris have never battled. Only the closest that we've come to a real face-to-face battle was the Sprite commercial.
Right.
And I whooped his ass on that. See? But I'm going to tell you that Chris is my brother 2 seconds ago, right? But then next thing I'm going to tell you, I whooped his ass on that motherfucker. And he's going to be like, oh, here you go again. But there's no malice between us. I love Chris. Love Chris. I love that he stood up for that fucking. These motherfuckers are so dumb. Let me tell you about that Grammy bullshit they had. Grammys, we look at it for motherfucking somebody get an award. Ain't nobody getting no motherfucking award on that Grammy hip hop shit. That was just some extra shit. You know who they got, motherfucker? Make everybody come along. They got their special puppets. They got their special puppets to make everybody think that it's okay to do this. We're accepted by the Grammys now. Let's do it, y'all. And those motherfuckers got the rest of these fuck niggas to do it, right? Some people deserve to be there. Like Shantae, she deserves that shit. But if you look in the audience, them motherfuckers ain't know nothing about what the fuck hip hop is about through the whole audience. All of them. What the fuck they know? All they came for was to make these people some money and hope that tomorrow after the Grammys go off, somebody's going to call them and give them a check. We see you on the Grammy. Ain't no checks come. All the motherfuckers you seen on the Grammy, who you see right now got some new shit going? Nobody. Because everybody that was supposed to make money on your ass that night did.
You know, I was watching.
Ain't no check tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what I saw you talk about this before too. You were saying this in a live, I think it was, and you were saying, you know, you're expecting a phone call the following day, hoping that your numbers are going to go up, but it doesn't. Nobody cares about you being on the Grammys, but your family, pretty much.
Exactly. That's it. The only calls you're going to get is, yo, I see you on the Grammys last night. I saw you, yo. What does that do to feed your children? That's what I call a good look. And see, hip hop is based on a good look nowadays. They'll tell you that, oh, I want to do a documentary on you, but there's no money involved. But now if you're stupid and listen to that, you don't understand that once it goes on television, that first commercial, they make 150,000 times 3 for each commercial that went in the slot of your DVD. Right. Fuck y'all. Pay me. I'm not doing shit for you. I told TV1 to kiss my ass. Fuck y'all. Y'all want me to do what? I said, where my money at? They said, we ain't no money. And I said, well, fuck you. Unsung this, bitch.
So to bring it back to what you were saying with Chris, right? You were saying that you guys never had a battle. He said he took you out in a battle, but you guys never did a face-to-face kind of battle. On Drink Champs, he was saying that you wouldn't show up, that he tried to get you to show up like plenty of times and you wouldn't show up.
Hold on. Are we talking about me or the Shan that's imaginary in his mind? I wouldn't show up. I'm the one always talking crap about him on the internet and everywhere else. When them verses came out, I challenged him on verses. What'd you do, Chris? You hid. So whatever he said on Nori, he knows it's bullshit. It's just to fucking save face with himself. And I'm not mad at him for saying that because he knows the truth. When everybody was all stuck in the house on quarantine, I told him, I said, yo, I'll take your new album, which was called Street Lights or something, against my digital album. Let's go, son. Didn't hear a peep from a nigga called Chris.
Right, but to be fair, the episode I'm referring to was back in 2016. I know after the fact you were calling him out, like you were on his head, like you were challenging him all over. But in 2016, when he did that the Drink Champs interview, he was saying, "I'm gonna head to his workplace. He works at some club in Atlanta. I'm gonna show up there. We gonna battle there." But then we never heard about it after the fact.
But Bussy, I was the DJ in a strip club. He knew that much about me. I ain't know where he was. So that means you was paying attention to me at that time. And he never showed up. DMX showed up. T.I. showed up at my club. All right? And when DMX came, DMX had a ball with Shizzle. You know what I'm saying? But Chris never came.
Right.
And it's not like when he said that, I said, oops, I'm going to leave the club because Chris is coming. But I love Chris. Y'all don't take nothing by this. This is how I pull his leg all these years.
I like that you guys have that kind of relationship where it's kind of like a tit for tat, but like you're laughing behind the scenes, right? You know, like it's like you're really laughing at the audience.
All right, it's like this. I'm the big brother. What's he gonna say? And then when you got a family member and you know how they are and how they act and stuff, you just gotta accept them and love them for who they are. Well, that's me and Chris's relationship. That's my little brother. That's my nephew. That's my fucking friend. And he just understands that Sizzle is just an asshole. It doesn't matter. In what any capacity, even when he's being cool, Sizzle is still an asshole. And so that's just the
Self-admittedly.
way it is. Yeah,
Right.
self-admittedly, you asshole. I'll straight out to your face. I ain't gotta wait for you, motherfucker. Sometimes half the battle is knowing who you are.
Right, right. Yeah, I always say that, like, accepting who you are, knowing who you are is like such a great thing to do in life. Because so many times people are trying to battle against who they believe they are.
And that's where you mess up. Because if you going against who you know you are, you're trying to impress others around you instead of being who you are. And I'm guaranteeing you that most people will love you for who you are better
Or the right
than
people.
right. The right people will love you for who you are, other than those that see you for trying to be something that you're not.
Mm-hmm.
And the only one that should worry about that is yourself, because you're the only one that's going to reap whatever comes behind you being something else. You might play yourself as a killer, go out here and shoot somebody and kill them, and find out you ain't built like that. Now you in jail 20 years, 30, 40 years, but you wasn't built like that.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you look at that battle, do you wish that you did Kill That Noise different, or you came with a diss song after the bridge is over? Because when I was watching the Drink Champs interview with KRS-One, DJ EFN was like, Kill That Noise was terrible, and Nori was acting like it wasn't that great either. But KRS-One, he defended you, and he said it was really dope during that time, and people were really rocking with it.
But see, that's Chris. And you got to give him his prop. That man has integrity. See, that's one thing that a lot of people, and if Nori and FM was saying that, they know me. They motherfuckers know that they were just trying to draw something out of Chris, because that's what they do. That's their thing. That's their thing. And for Chris to say what he said, do you not think that that's a noble thing, when he should have jumped? Well, in other people's eyes, he should have jumped on that bandwagon and said, Kill That Noise was bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I tell you, that's why I love Chris, his authenticity, his just not gonna fold for, he just ain't gonna fucking sit down when he know he supposed to stand up. And that's what I love about that man the most. I got fucking shows where he was singing The Bridge Is Over. I'm his hype man with the towel. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. Hey, hey, the bridge is over. The record is so freaking ill. How could I not sing the motherfucker?
Right.
How can I not sing? The bridge is over. The bridge is over. The bridge is over. You see me coming in the dance with the 50% C. Down with the sound called BDP. You want to join the crew, well, you must see me. You can't sound like Shan or the one Marley, because Shan and Marley Marl and I can like them gay. I can fucking recite his whole fucking joint.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that ill. That's not the type of, we come from a gladiator age in hip hop. See, where they started, oh, you said something about me and I'm going to shoot you. That's when the pussy age came in. That's when the pussy age came in, because before that, we were lyrical gladiators, son. Oh, Chris going to say something about me. I'm going to say something about him. You think we going to meet up and shoot each other? Hell no, because we took it to the pen. In this gladiator game, and hip-hop is a gladiator game. Let's not get it twisted. It's not a money game like these motherfuckers trying to make it. It's a gladiator game. When you lose as a gladiator, you get a chance to go home and write your motherfucking lyrics and come back with another song and live another day to fight your battle. But when y'all started doing that fuck nigga shit, a nigga can't even come back and fight his battle because you got too much into your feelings. Oh, he said this about you. You ain't gonna diss me. Fuck out of here. That's what hip hop was built on, son. Dissing niggas. Because if I didn't like it, and Hater was made for people like me and Chris, because if we didn't like your stuff, we was going to talk about it. And so hater is a word that makes a person implode on their own brain. Because if you think, and the word hater is made to make you think that you're being a hater. If you thought like me and Chris, we ain't being haters, nigga, we don't like your shit. Fuck you. It's over with. Bye. We gonna talk about you. So what they did with the generation after us is made that word hater, so that if you say anything about them, you would feel something within yourself subconsciously. See, people play with people's psychology, and I know how to do it, but you ain't gonna play with me. You're gonna make me feel like, oh, I shouldn't say he's a hater, and they're gonna call me I'm a hater because I'm not jealous of your success. Fuck you, you whack, bitch. Move.
Insecurity.
So they look, the word haters only made so niggas wouldn't talk about them. I don't study men, so I couldn't give a fuck about them. I said, fuck y'all and up my game, because QB is where I'm from. Nigga, what's my name? Fuck y'all niggas. I'll still roast half of you niggas, even though I'm not in hip hop and all that shit. I'm telling you, nigga, I will blaze. And I don't even have to write a new fucking rhyme. I got mad books that I could go, because matter of fact, when you was a prolific writer back then, you had books and books and books and books of rhymes. I don't even have to make a new song. I can go on my books of rhymes and dust. 99% of the fucking industry right now, but we don't do that anymore. It's more about who got the biggest Rolex. But fuck y'all. Shan gonna have the biggest chains, motherfucker. And I'm gonna put the diamonds in them. Look how thick that bitch is. Look how thick that motherfucker is. Look at that. And I'm making them my motherfucking self. This one going right back in the pot to melt and shit. You see that?
Yeah, I've been watching the progress that you've been making on it. It's been really interesting watching you learn the actual craft, and even if you mess up, you don't care. You're just like, well, that's the first one. I gotta keep on going. I gotta keep on learning, you know. And I think that's so inspirational.
That's exactly why I do it. I don't see a lot of guys like to fucking make it like, ooh, you put water in it, mix up, ooh, here you go. But they don't show you the mistakes. They don't let you learn. I'm willing to let people learn from my mistakes. Those that are interested in that smelting gold, well, let's smelt it together. Let my mistakes be, you know what I'm saying? So it don't cost you the money that it's costing me. I could afford to mess this up because it ain't going to be nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? But you may not be able to afford to mess up and go buy another 3 ounces of whatever the fuck. So watch me so you don't have to fuck it up.
But you know what you're also showing them though is that everything is a process. You're not giving up when you come across some adversity, and you know you're constantly seeing it through. Like a lot of people, they quit too fast, right? Whenever anything happens, and you actually laugh at the mistakes, you rise above it
and figure out why I made a mistake. One of my mistakes was this right here. One of my mistakes was this. I bought this stupid, well, you can't really see it. But here was my mistake, and it always cost me money, my mistakes, right? This right here is a printer.
Oh, the 3D printer?
A 3D printer. Right. And I thought that I could use that to print out my jewelry pieces a lot nicer. Come to find out, the PLA that those use, I bought some wax, but it don't work in that machine. So what did I do? Cost me money again. I had to go buy a resin printer.
Well, not just that, but one of the apps was in Chinese or something, wasn't it? And you were using your phone to translate it. See, that's why
I love you, sir.
I found that so inspirational. I found it so inspirational because you did not allow anything to stop you. You were laughing. You're like, look, this, I can't even read this. And you held the phone up. Look what Google telling me, the Google Lens, and you were translating it. And you're like, this is how I'm going to find out what I need to do.
Right.
I'm telling you, shit, I really rock with you. I watch your stuff, man. I really do.
I see that. And I love you, and I thank you, sir. I thank you. I really do thank you. Because know what it says to me? It says to me, as Shan, keep doing what you're doing because it's not in vain. It's like I don't care if I did say I'm gonna do what I do. If you learn from it, you learn from it. If you not, it's not your time to learn from it. You might catch up to it later, but that's not meaning I'm gonna keep it from you. I'm one that shares everything. I'm still from the era of each one teach one. They say, Shan, why don't you sell this knowledge that you have? Why? Because it was given to me for free. It's called pay it forward. Pay it forward. And one thing you never ever see me do is ask you to buy anything from me. Shan got a new album. I might say, I got these t-shirts, but they don't belong to me. They're my people's shirts. Go to their website. It's never about me. It's never about me. It's about the people that I can help. I'm already here. I'm 58 years old. How much more can I fucking possibly do? You know what I'm saying? I can do a whole lot more, but my voice, forget music. My voice carries further with what I do now. Just like you said, you watch my thing. There's people that want to hear MC Shan do a record. Ain't going to happen. So if you can't learn from me with the things that I'm doing, this is my new thing. Okay, I done moved into some new areas and whatnot. As I grow, I want people to see me grow. I want them to grow with me. I don't even care if you accept the new shit that I'm doing. Shan, make an album. Fuck you, pay me.
You know what, though? You are showing people that it's never too late, though, because you know how sometimes people fall into the traps of, I'm this old now. I don't really want to start to learn anything new. I don't want to do anything new. I'm just going to stick with what I know. You're 58 years old. You're doing RVs. You're doing everything. You're learning. You said Google's your teacher, right? You're challenging yourself. You're challenging yourself even at your age to be like, you can't tell me what I can know or can't do, or, you just put it upon yourself. You're always betting on yourself.
Now I want to tell you what was a big part of that. This fucking hip hop game. Because you see MC Shan, you know what I would have to do to get showed? Do you know how much bowing down and ass kissing I would have to do for somebody to call me for a fucking show? And then you gonna offer me bullshit money? Nigga, I spend that shit every day. Fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? So,
I saw you were saying that they were just trying to give you like $1,000 to do your whole discography, and you was like, hell no.
Fuck out of here. I spend that shit motherfucking I know what, I'd be mad as fuck when my sons is here. I'd be going through $150 worth of groceries every fucking day. Like, what the fuck going on here? You know what I'm saying? You want to tell me about $1,000? Get the fuck out of here. And this is what I say to people. Before you approach people, understand who they are. Although they may look at me like I'm a broke old school rapper, understand that I'm far from broke. And you cannot approach me with the same method that you approach these other cats with the, it's a good look. Come on, Shan, it'll help you out in your career. Motherfucker, I don't got a career, bitch. I done moved the fuck on. I'm not walking around, do you remember me, MC Shan? It's not what I did that you should look out for. It's what I'm about to do that's gonna bust your motherfucking head. Fuck what I did. That's what I stay on. It ain't about the age. It's all about a person's drive for their own success. If I had to beg these people to let me feed my kids, I gotta kiss ass, suck dick, take a dick in the booty, whatever the fuck I gotta do to fucking please them. But instead, I say, fuck that. I don't give a fuck about hip hop. You ain't got to pay me. You ain't got to put me on no shows. They got these motherfucking hip hop motherfucking, the Jazzy Jeff and all that. Charlie Mack and them, my man. But there's a reason why I ain't on that, because the Fresh Prince money behind that, Shan ain't getting on that shit.
Right, we're gonna get into that one later. But
look, my thing is this. I do these things so I can make my own money. I built 2 party buses for people. I don't build them all week and all that, because that's not my thing. I got my own stuff to build, my own TV shows. But I build buses for people that saw me build on Instagram, came to me and said, I'm bringing you a bus. And I've made ill buses out of their joint. I made a cheese bus look like a condominium party club.
Wow. So we kind of got sidetracked, but I asked you, would you have done things different and did a diss song after The Bridge Is Over if you could go back?
Yeah, I would have. I begged Marley.
Because Marley, you said that in the past that Marley told you not to respond, right?
Marley, see, back then, see, now, if I was now, I could open up my own computer, make my own beat, and do what I want. But back then, you needed a producer. Marley thought that they were getting too much shine on us. I'm like, Marley, these niggas is blowing up anyway. So after Kill That Noise, I'm ready to go at this nigga head again. Marley like, fuck that. I ain't messing with that. And so when you had to have a producer, unlike back in the days, oh, you put water in it and mix it because you got a laptop, wasn't like that back then. You had to go to your producer, and if the producer was Marley Marl, and Marley Marl said, fuck Chris and them, he hated Scott. He hated Scott. That motherfucker, Marley could not stand fucking Scott LaRock. Why? Because them motherfuckers went in power play and stole Marley's tapes of all his samples. Marley used to leave his reels in power play. Chris and them, the night that Chris and them came and Magic dissed them and told them, yes, this is garbage, yo. The song that the reason why Chris made that record, when Magic told them motherfuckers, this is whack, get the fuck out the studio. What they did was they went in that little room and stole all of Marley's samples. Marley had his samples on a regular 2-track reel. Took it. Niggas took it. Marley hated that motherfucker, Scott LaRock. No disrespect to Scott LaRock. I love them. I was just about to say that. Yeah. Because look, I'm talking about Scott like he my man, because he was. And there's no disrespect to him. Them motherfuckers was my peep. We used to have to look out for each other while we was on tour. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly where the bullshit came in.
So, and I want to tell you this part, because on Drink Champs, when they brought it up to Chris and asked him about, oh, what do you think about him saying that Marley Marl told him not to do the song? And he said, that's pussy shit. You're a grown man. You should have did it, basically.
I just explained it. What I just explained to you should tell you that what he was saying was just for bolstering. Because back then, if Scott didn't make his song, he wouldn't have done it. If Marley didn't make my song, so all him talking about, what he's talking about is the future that didn't exist yet, where you can get on your computer and make a beat with Fruity Loops or whatever the hell you wanted to do. So what he was saying was well before that time. Him knowing, like I said, Chris is a master of manipulation. He's got y'all people to think for 30 fucking years that he took me out. Didn't fucking happen. We never fucking battled. So for you, my host, anything that nigga said on Drink Champs, fuck out of here.
Now, I know you love Chris. And you guys have built a interesting relationship, you know, where you guys go back and forth. But you've also been critical of him at times, especially when it came to the Africa Bambaataa situation.
We're not talking about that. That's some shit that motherfucking, it's none of my business. I told my story on that. Yes, motherfucking, I had a diddler when I was fucking young, but it was a good thing that my parents taught me that shit. Like I said, when I was 13, yes, the motherfucker tried to diddle my dick. Motherfucker, I knew to get away from that shit. And so, nigga, I ain't mad to admit that motherfucker, somebody tried to diddle my dick, nigga, but I just knew better. All right? And so, in the end of the day, that's my story. I don't want to talk about him, Bam, and what the fuck they did. All I said was, and just motherfucker, don't be scared to say it. Wasn't your fault. You can't blame you because a diddler diddled you. Motherfucker, it's not your fault.
Right.
Not your fault, motherfucker. Just admit it, nigga. You hiding, you still covering up for a nigga that diddled people. And I'm not going into that. That's as far as I'm going with that, because that right there, that diddling shit is a personal issue to me.
Yeah, I understand.
That's a personal issue to me. Nothing that's gonna break me down, motherfucker. Fuck out of here. There ain't no shit that, oh, you talk about that, I'm gonna, man, fuck out my face. Nigga never busted up in my ass or none of that shit. Nigga tried to diddle me and touch my shit, nigga, I'm gone. Fuck, my mama told me more about this shit, nigga. I'm not fucking with you. I ain't being around you. And you gotta remember, As a parent, my mother trusted this man. You can never trust anyone around your children. They'll smile at you, they'll do this and threaten your children not to tell. And when you finally find out, it's mad years too late. I was watching Instagram the other day. Sorry to bring this up, but I was watching the Instagram the other day and I see a man on there. Somebody molested his 11-year-old daughter. He found out who all of them was. He went to their houses, murdered all of their family. Because they motherfucking raised that little savage, all of you were going. Boom, went to that one, boom, went to that one, boom, went to that one, and then called the police on himself.
Wow.
And he said, in my death, they probably going to give me the needle. They're going to give me whatever. But I'll tell you what, remember this. Next time you mess with an 11-year-old, this what the fuck should happen. And he didn't care. I'm the same as him.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. I'm going to murder every motherfucking thing. Touch mine. Because I've been through that. And I know the fucking psychological fucking things that it goes through. And the only reason why some people don't get over it because their mental is not, you know what I'm saying? They want to blame themselves. I don't blame me. I blame him for being a fucking pervert and a fucking pedophile and all that. Don't blame me. My mom and them taught me good enough. I don't blame me. Fuck you, nigga. And what happened was the only reason why I'm free right now, because when I grew up and I finally got mad at that shit, I was going to kill him. I was going to kill him. And the only thing that stopped me from killing him is that he died already.
Wow. Did you have a conversation with your mom about what happened? Like after it happened?
I ain't never really tell my mom nothing about that shit. Never really told her anything about that. I left it what it was. You know what I'm saying? But I always kept in my mind, I'm going to kill that motherfucker.
But she trusted him though, right? You didn't want to say anything to her?
She trusted him. No, fuck that. I didn't want to say that because I wanted to still be. I didn't want her to fucking have that thing of me. You want your mother to look at you like you got diddled, motherfucker? I didn't want my mama to look at me like I got diddled. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. So I never really told my mama about that shit. But I did promise myself I'm going to kill that motherfucker. Thankfully, he died before motherfucking I could get a chance to kill him. I'd have killed him.
Did you still see him around after that incident? No.
I stayed far away from anything where I'm not going to mention a name because he done it to a lot of individuals. He done it to a lot of individuals. Some individuals couldn't take the fact after they grew up and with the morals and what they've killed themselves. They've killed themselves because of the fucking thing. They couldn't live with themselves because they went a lot further than I fucking would have went. They went, how you say it, all the way?
Right.
They went all the way. And this particular person, I used to wonder why. How come this guy gets to drive the cars? How come this guy gets to drive all the motorbikes? How come you buying him a motorcycle? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, then it came to me like, oh, I get why these niggas get these special privileges. I don't want them special privileges. Y'all can have that shit. Y'all can have that shit.
So I know you said that, you know, it affected you psychologically in certain ways. How do you think that it affected you?
What do you mean? How did it affect me? What? I already told you I was going to kill the motherfucker. What the fuck more you want to know about my psychological aspect of that shit? I was going to kill the motherfucker if he didn't die first. And I was going to get away with it. How about that?
Gotcha. So, Shan.
And I hope they don't fucking block your thing because I'm advocating violence on somebody that's already deceased. But
they're not gonna do that.
The subject matter that we're talking about, people like them need to die.
I agree with you.
They need to die.
I agree with you.
And if the state won't fucking kill them, fuck that. Diddle my kids, motherfucker, if you want to. I'm going to kill you. And I'm going to do the state time freely and happily. You see that grimace thing to laugh?
Yeah. They get away with it so much as far as like how much time they have to do. Like the justice system is just so light on them when it comes to things like that.
Man, well, people shouldn't be light on them when it comes to things like that.
I know.
Forget justice. If I bet you we start taking a few of them out to the woods and start doing all the me that they do to others, I bet you that shit would stop. And they say, well, we're going to make a law that if you catch a out doing thing, you can take them to the woods. I bet you the motherfuckers will stop then.
right.
Shit. Motherfucker, that now the world is able to move like motherfucking BTK. And, we already willing to move like Henry. We could be serial killers just like these motherfuckers. Or we could be just like Dahmer. We could be what? We gonna take these motherfuckers to the woods. I bet you all that shit will stop. We'll be fucking taking priests to the woods and everything.
Shan, I love your honesty, man. I love your honesty. Because
I appreciate
you say a lot of things that I think a lot of people are afraid to, and you're not afraid to get confrontational. You're not afraid to just speak your mind no matter what, because you're always staying true to yourself.
Now, I want to tell you people what that comes from. That comes from me ruling my own destiny. Ruling your own destiny, you don't have to bow down to anybody. You don't have to say what they want you to say. And so what? You scrape a few elbows with what you say. And you see that with me every day. I scrape a lot of elbows. Because what? I don't have to live by your rules. I don't have to do anything you say. I don't have to wake up until I feel like waking up. And that's what they hate most about me. Because I was the most banned. I've been banned in 1992 from hip hop. But yet people still, like yourself, still talk to me in 2024. Like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? Why? Because I keep myself interesting one way or another. I don't care about the music. You're going to be interested to hear what Shizzle got to say. And if it's not what Shizzle got to say, it's how he's going to express that shit, because it's going to be funny.
That's a fact.
It's going to be funny. I might not like what this nigga saying right now, but that shit going to give me a laugh.
You can't deny the entertaining factor, no matter what he's saying. That's what it is. So Shan, you're too smart. I feel like you just know what's gonna come. Like, you just know where I'm headed in the direction. So you've been on record saying there was a time where people in the industry was trying to groom you, right? Trying to get you to participate in certain acts in order for them to return the favor and advance your career in other ways. Can you talk about that?
Let me just jump into it. I'm gonna go straight to it. I was originally sketched to be the original Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. How would you say that? Because Shan was signed to Warner Brothers. Benny Medina and them motherfuckers were looking at me like I was the next motherfucking prospect. Now, if you understand, I only had one album on Warner Brothers, right? Through the Cold Chillin' deal. Why was that? Because I said, okay, I'm going to do all that fucking fancy, don't mean a thing shit that y'all want me to do, but I'm going to do the rhymes that I want to do on this shit. So it's a win-win. Motherfuckers was talking shit. We was on a bus. I remember it to this day like it was fucking yesterday. We was on a bus. And Benny Medina was talking some old greasy shit. Greasy shit. And now, just to fucking sum up what the fuck he was saying, nigga, here go the can of grease, motherfucker. What you gonna do for it? But this was after they put me in the movie with Steve Martin. I was in LA Story, right? I was in LA Story with Steve Martin. That was kind of like, motherfucker, look what we could do for you. Look what we could do for you. Look what we could do for you. Oh, but y'all niggas didn't know I had a diddler before y'all motherfuckers came along. They didn't know about the diddler I was telling you about, right? So they thought that they was going to be the first diddlers that diddled me on the motherfucking diddler tip. Nigga, fuck you, Benny, you fucking sick. I shouldn't have said that. I should have said a bundle of sticks. Bleep that out, or can you bleep it? You bundle of fucking sticks. Benny, you bundle of fucking sticks. And if anybody has an intellect, bundle of sticks, go look it up. It means the same thing. Okay?
Right. When I was watching your interviews and I saw that, I was like, what the hell does that mean? And I was like, I had to look it up. I was like, oh, okay, gotcha.
You bundle of sticks. And so I called them a bundle of sticks straight out. And it was like, yo, your career's gone, Shan. Who the fuck they go get next? I'm not the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, am I? And it's a true story, and I tell it. And I don't tell it to put anything on Will Smith. I'm just telling it because, nigga, you shouldn't have been there to be a part of my motherfucking story. Because picture my first movie being 6 Degrees of Separation. And I had to watch, I started to watch that movie the other day just to see where my life would have been if I would have let them niggas deal me, which I wouldn't. And I was like, nigga, I wouldn't have sold out for this fuck ass nigga movie.
Right. And for the people that aren't aware, in that movie, Will plays someone that is gay, right?
He gets fucked by fucking Robert Downey Jr. Let's just say it straight. He gets his ass pumped by Robert Downey Jr. Maybe it's not even real, but I'm not even gonna fucking pretend to get my ass. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you saying. Fuck you mean, nigga? Robert Downey's dick is that close to your ass, nigga. Your might as well fuck it after the shot. Who knows?
Whoa, Shan, Will's your man, right? You said that in the past.
Listen, I'm telling you, Will my man like a motherfucker, but nigga, I ain't the only nigga saying this Hollywood shit about you. Nigga, fuck out of here.
Right.
Am I the only nigga saying this Hollywood shit about you, motherfucker? No. I'm the only nigga that knows for real about this Hollywood shit, cause the nigga, you got all the roles that I wouldn't take after this can of motherfucking grease, is all I'm saying. And I'm not implying that he did whatever. Maybe they may have liked him as a fucking comedic whatever the fuck he was. I know what they offered me for the role, a can of grease, nigga. They offered me a can of grease for the role in 6 Degrees of Separation, motherfucker. But I didn't go to that far. Okay, so I'm not saying nothing about Will. I'm just saying, nigga, that motherfucker, you just got the same offer that I got, nigga, and you went for it, motherfucker. So I know the truth. But ain't no motherfucker trying to put nothing on Will. I don't give a fuck. That nigga ain't got no money for me any motherfucking way. He steal my man's, all that, whatever the fuck. He don't like it. You shouldn't have been the Fresh Prince. You should have gave it to Jazzy Jeff or who the fuck else, motherfucker. Then it would be somebody else's name I'd be mentioning, okay? So let's not even fucking go there with that shit. See, a lot of motherfuckers like to not say nothing about people because they got money. Fuck all that money, nigga. Get the fuck out of here. I don't give a fuck, nigga. This is my story. And you ain't gonna make me change. You took the grease and I didn't. That's it.
So what was Benny Medina's reaction when you said that to him? Like his facial reaction?
That motherfucker couldn't say nothing because he got punched in his motherfucking face. I was a fucking hood nigga. That's why they didn't like me. They tried to dress me up and clean me up. Now I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you so that we can connect the judge. Remember Play It Again, Shan, when I was in the tuxedos and the suits and all of that shit?
Right.
Remember that? Mm-hmm. That was to clean Shan's image up. Take him out of them sweatsuits, clean him up so we can sell him to the public.
That's why in LA Story too, you were the waiter, like you were looking clean, cut and everything, even though you were rhyming.
Yes, sir. And like I said, LA Story was the motherfucking thing to say, look what we could do with you, Shan. We could surround you with Kevin Pollak, Steve Martin, Jessica Parker. And that's before Jessica Parker was motherfucking Sex in the City. You know what I'm saying? I was around all these actors, all this Hollywood shit, and I was a fucking hood nigga. Where the weed at, man? Fuck these niggas. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't with it. You know what I'm saying? Well, I just wasn't sold. Fuck out of here. Where the weed at? Let's get this shit on. I'm going to tell you what we got to eat. We got Premier Pasta 6, different kind of meat. We got side cooks, end cooks, covered with a goop called Holiday Band-Aids, and we call it too. We got hot bread, nipsticks, little new potatoes, and 100 different ways to cook a couple of tomatoes. Service is a problem and the place is packed. As for me, I'm Shan, your waiter, and I also act. Oh, you didn't think I remember the line to that?
That was smooth. That was smooth. After that situation, did you get dropped, or like immediately you just noticed that they weren't pushing you like they were before?
Ain't nobody was caring about that. I was too young. I wasn't concerned with the business aspect. That wasn't my thing, because now, if I was concerned with the business aspect, I'd still be fucked because I wasn't taking a dick in the ass.
Yo, you killed me though, because I saw a bunch of your interviews and you was like, my asshole is intact, okay? I don't care. Like, you just real raw with it.
Yeah, and we all know that motherfucking that shit exists. We know that shit exists. You know what I'm saying?
You know, I'm real thorough with my research, right? So I watched so many of your interviews. Of course, you know, I pulled from your lives and I went to your YouTube page and watched like all the old videos. What is your relationship with Marley Marl these days?
We good. Me and Marley make money behind the scenes a lot. When they call for Queensbridge, like the record that the record companies got, we never used that. We don't use that one. Television shows and things like that call for that record. We use one that me and Marley made. We made our own bridge again to where nobody gets no money off of that.
Wow.
We circumvented that whole thing. And so I used to be the one talking crap about Marley, because if I want to get a reaction out of you, I'm going to talk shit, because that's the way it's going to make you come either approach me or you ain't going to approach me. So I'm going to talk shit to get to what I need to get. If you want to talk about it, son, yeah, I'm saying this about you, and. And so that's my way of, yo, son, what's up? But me and Marley have talked about things, and it's like, yo, it was neither one of us. Just like they put things in the way to make everybody look at each other. We're supposed to be a team, but they put things to say, well, Shan, Biz is selling better than you. Well, Shan, Kane's selling better than you. Kane, Biz is selling better than you, right? And they break up the camaraderie. And so everybody thought Marley was jerking everybody. Marley wasn't the one doing that. It's the record company and how it was. Marley doing what he do. Marley was getting paid as a producer. And if you know anything about producing, that's where the money is. And Marley was getting paid for producing me, paid for producing Shantae, paid for producing Kane, until they went on their own and did their own things and whatnot. But that's where he got all his breath from. And that showed me that if you really want the money in this shit, Warner Brothers and drop you have no way of recouping your record career ever. What are you going to do? I'm going to go find a white boy to do reggae that's from Canada?
Yeah, definitely. Snow was real helpful with that. But I'm glad that you're talking about this and saying that you guys were able to talk things through and work things out, right? Because
go ahead.
Yeah, I was saying that I'm glad that you guys were able to talk things through and work things out, because over the years there's been some back and forth going on between you guys, and it had the fans a little confused about what really happened. I know that he was saying that, oh, you're from Brooklyn, you're not really from Queensbridge. You pulled out the birth certificate and said, what does it say right there?
He knows.
Right. In that same video, the drug usage got brought up and everything, and you were talking about, well, we were there together, and but it's good that when you guys can have that conversation.
Drug usage thing, because there's people out here, right, that they think nobody understands them, and I understand them very well, and I tell people all the time, I'm going to be a drug addict until I die. I should have never tried that first bit of cocaine. You want to know how I tell you that drug use and substance abuse, not even substance abuse, addiction is real? You see these people out here that been in AA meetings for 15 years. They say, I've been clean 15 years, 14 days, 5 hours, 6 minutes, and 32 seconds. That's how deep addiction gets within your body. That you fucking gotta count those days every fucking day. And so I speak about the addiction part just to help those out here that are scared to say it. Oh, I'm addicted to this. Man, I'm gonna be a drug addict till I die, motherfucker. What can you tell me that you're gonna make me shocked? Only thing that's gonna keep me from doing what my dragon says to do is me. And so you have to be a strong mental person to not fall over the edge. And I'm not saying let's give up whatever the fuck. Everybody pays their money. When your addiction becomes a problem to everyone else is when your lights go out. When it becomes a problem to everybody outside of you. As long as you want to kill yourself, fuck it. Go jump off a bridge. But as long as your addiction is only constraint to you and you can still maintain your household and everyone around it, nobody can say shit. That's like you go to work every day, you come home and you want a martini. That's your thing. Well, something else may be somebody else's thing and you have no right to judge. They made their money. As long as they're not coming and asking you for $2 to get high on what the fuck they want to get high on, mind your fucking business. And those of you that are addicted and don't want to admit you're addicted, like I said, 50% of the battle. This is an important subject to me. That's why I stopped us there. Fuck that hip-hop shit. This right here, the biggest important thing to you should be admit. Admission to yourself is half the battle. Understand who you are. Don't question it. Know you're a fucking drug addict. Know that you know what I'm saying? That right there, now you're on the road to success and redemption. But the minute that your fucking habit becomes a problem to anyone else, that's when you need to check yourself. And by that time, it's too late. You're a little bit too fucking deep into it. And sometimes that dragon gets a hold of you and you can't contain the leash, son. That's all I got to say about that. But don't be ashamed of it. If you want to talk about it, come over to Uncle Shan's spot, the official MC Shan. You want to talk about that shit? Come over and see me. Shit. You need somebody to fucking feel that they understand you and not point a finger at you and say, ooh, you're bad, you're bad. I will talk to you because I'm just as bad as you. And fuck what they say. We got a problem, nigga, and we can work through this shit. Period.
I appreciate that, man. I respect that because, you know, a lot of times people feel unseen. They feel unheard. And yes, like the first thing that people generally do is judge. So it makes you not even want to vocalize the things that you're going through, right?
Exactly, but you know me, I don't care if motherfucker judge me. I got more money than you, motherfucker. You don't see the shit that I do every day on a daily basis and shit like that. Nigga, I bought more motherfucking metal than motherfucker. What are you talking about? Your rent was probably this metal shit. You know what I'm saying? So when people want to call me crackhead and druggy and all that shit, I just laugh. Because I say, well, if I'm that much of a druggy motherfucker, you need to go see my plug, nigga. Because if I could be smoking and pulling this much shit out my ass, you need to be getting as fucked up as me. I got RVs, boats, 2 buses. I don't drive cars because I don't like them. So all my shit that I drive is trucks.
Shan, you like, if I could do this intoxicated and you can only do this much while you sober, that's a problem.
That's exactly why you see Shizzle with the motherfucking whistle.
Right.
And I know where you got that from. You heard me say it. If I could do this much being drunk, what the fuck is wrong with you? He does his homework. This guy right here, how my finger going? This way? That guy right there, he does his homework. He thought I wouldn't recognize my own words.
Right, because then, like, you know, I know that you had a problem with what Marley was saying on the Beef DVD about, yo, Shan is my man, but I believe that Chris won the battle, right? And
that don't mean nothing to me, because that mean you was a sucker too, because he was talking about your fuck ass too.
Right, and you've been on record talking about that, saying that he was talking about you just as
I
much as he
can't
was
go
talking
to
about
the
me.
kitchen for some reason with you. I don't know what that is. It'd be blinking
That's
out in the
probably the
kitchen.
Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing. I ain't even gonna check the chicken. I can't fix it for him anyway. I got barbecue chicken in the oven. You know me, shizzle in the kizzle with a whizzle.
But you were able to talk with Marley and get through that with the whole
Yeah,
Chris situation. It wasn't nothing.
exactly. It wasn't nothing. He produced the album for Chris. What the fuck? He liked Chris just as much as I do, but he figured he could make some money out of shit. Hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But then I used to diss him because everybody that I made a diss record about, including LL, Marley made records for him. I diss LL on Beat Biter. You go make an album with LL. I'm motherfucking diss Chris. You go make a record with Chris. So that was one of the things. But dang, as you grow up and become a man, it's like shit. There was money involved in that shit. What you mean? I don't care.
Right.
That's when you're young and you got your feelings in it.
Yeah, things aren't as important when you get older. You really start to see past the bullshit. Like it's not a big deal.
Right, that ain't bullshit, motherfucker. Shit, I'd have said my family too. Fuck you. Tupac
Right.
told me I sold out for fucking doing snow. I was like, fuck you, Tupac, nigga. I don't give a fuck. You ain't feed my family. That motherfucker, magazine where Tupac went up my head for producing snow. You're fucking producing the white guys. I'm like, nigga, fuck you, Pop.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Did
Pac
you
had
ever have
some
a
shit about-
conversation with him?
No, I never had a conversation with him. It was always through some media shit. But the nigga was on some motherfucking fuck that Shan. You put the white boy down. I'm like, nigga, fuck you. You ain't feed my motherfucking family. Dre, none of y'all motherfuckers. Informer. You said that's the only I can blame. And even him saying that, it's nothing big. Nothing big to me. I wouldn't hate Pop for saying that. Though. Pop was a revolutionary. Pop was just Pac. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Pac was Pac. And that was it. I respect him for whatever the fuck. But like I said earlier, people would think I'm disrespecting. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just putting the whole thing because I'm number something on the top 100 of all time rappers, right? I've got a number there. And it's in the fucking high uppers, not way down there. It's up here somewhere. Now, I don't feel right with that. Fuck that. Because there's going to be somebody that's going to listen to me nowadays and want to fucking be like a MC Shan, but be better than Shan. But how the fuck am I going to sit there and take this number where it might be a motherfucker in 2 years to come out and fucking do better, with metaphorically things like when I did Cocaine, when I talked about, Nas even tried it. When he did that about the gun, I had a song called Cocaine back in the days where I talked about cocaine like it was a girl. I was the first metaphoric dude that would talk about a cup, but I'm not really talking about a cup, but boom. Don't you know by now that her name was Cocaine? And I described how I met a girl, she was pure white. She'll mess doctors up. She done got lawyers, all this stuff. So don't mess with Shorty because she'll mess you up. And I said, don't you know by now? I was doing metaphoric things like that. So anybody that came after her is just a mere copy.
Right. So recently you had an exchange with Dr. Umar Johnson when he said nobody that isn't black can't be the GOAT of something that is black. And he used Eminem as a main example, saying he can't be the GOAT in rap because he's not black.
We don't even got to go further in the question. I can answer this. Because I'm of that era and that time, I look at Dr. Umar as preaching a message that never materialized the first 50 years that it was brought about. And the only reason why he's able to carry that message is because nowadays you can't go on YouTube and you cannot go see Stokely Carmichael. You'll see a 2-minute clip of Malcolm X. Malcolm X was worth more than 2 minutes. But if these younger folks What to go look? They'd be looking at this nigga like you stupid. You preaching that same shit that motherfucking Huey and that shit ain't get us nowhere in 50 years. And so when I called him an agent, and so what? He's a doctor of psychology. I study psychology too, son. Your psychology is that Freudian shit that don't even exist nowadays. So you would have to go to school, another fucking term, to get another doctrine to be able to fucking understand the psychological aspect of what these people deal with today. And to me, you're preaching an old doctrine and you're trying to open up an old wound and heal it and put the Band-Aid on it as if you're the savior. But see, I understand those things, and you can tell me all about this, and I'd say, nowadays, that message doesn't actually apply to the civilization of today, because you've got black men with white women. You've got white women with black men. We've got all different mixed races. So now, if I've got a woman that's of a mixed race and my child is a fucking zebra or whatever the fuck, okay, am I supposed to look into my Africanism and just disband my child and my spouse because I'm listening to that message of 50 years ago? It got us nowhere. And so I'm the right one to fuck with. And now, only reason why I'm talking about this, because you who hosting this, I don't talk about that no more. I move on from bullshit like that. I said I would love to sit across from him with his doctrine and debate him and tell him how he's an agent. Because how do you keep a people in the same position that they've been in? You keep fucking feeding them the same message. And with that white, black shit that he be going on, that's an old message to me. To this point, I don't see color. I hate everybody equally, as I said earlier. And any individual that I meet, I treat them accordingly. I've been on RV parks where my neighbor had drove in with a Confederate flag. The biggest Confederate you ever want to see. You know he's Confederate because he fucking drove in with that. He was the nicest person on the planet. He maybe not go home and say that my next door neighbor to me at the RV park was a black guy and we had the fucking greatest of conversation, because he may have came with that attitude, but I didn't come with that attitude. I came with, well, let's find out what makes us the same. And by the time we did that weekend in Tennessee and Gatlinburg at that thing, yo, he has another aspect of what black people really are, because he's never been around one. He's only heard. He never witnessed. And so all I say, the world can heal if we only come to the decision that ain't nobody better than nobody. You want to know what our commonalities are, sir?
Yes, sir.
No matter what your nationality is, no matter what my nationality is, you want to know what our commonality is? We die.
Right.
And when we're dead, what separates us?
Nothing. The plot that we're in.
So what exactly? I have what? 5 feet of dirt? That's the only thing that's going to separate us, but we're all dead. So in the end of the day, I see us all as equals. There's nobody better than anybody. There's nobody worse than anybody. Just mind your motherfucking business and the world will be a better place. Leave my shit alone. Tend to your garden. When you looking at my shit, motherfucker, did you see your grass got patches in that bitch? Your dog been pissing all over your fucking pretty lawn and you got these little brown spots all over the place and you want to talk about my shit. Motherfucker, if you don't shut the fuck up, move from by me.
Well, so Eminem was clearly watching and saw this because he tweeted out a boombox with your cassette tapes and he paid homage to you, paid respect to you.
And now, what I would ask these people out here, them motherfuckers say, ooh, I'm black and I support you. How many of you black motherfuckers pulled up the same mark? That nigga had 3 of my shits.
Right.
Eminem had 3 of my motherfucking sets. He ain't just had 1. How many people of my motherfucking culture came back and said, I've got this to match Eminem's? Fuck y'all niggas talking about. There is no separation or divide. Period. And now, if you want to look at it like that, now I could start questioning all the folks that say they fuck with me. How come y'all dogging Eminem as a white boy, but he could show me 3 of my cassettes and not? I can't put 3 of you motherfuckers together that could show me you got 1. So fuck y'all niggas. Fuck y'all niggas. And that's that Dr. Umar motherfucking message, that you don't deal with reality. You just look at the color. If I looked at the color, I'd say fuck Eminem. He's got 3 tapes, so the fuck what? He's white. But no, that's a Dr. Umar thing. And Dr. Umar, we don't talk about that shit. I've never heard in the hood that Eminem was the best rapper. We don't say that. We don't talk about that shit. And how I say he's an agent and how you use shit to fucking bring forth your own agenda. You go look at these, excuse me, you go look at these white people magazines. We don't read that shit in the hood. You bring that fucking white people propaganda into our culture, which means that you're a fucking agent. And I'm saying it again, and I hope somebody sees this shit so they can send this shit to you, you fucking agent. I call you Yoda because you have motherfucking, you know that shit, that Jedi mind trick, nigga? That Jedi mind trick does not, he tried to use it on me. Let me show you how he tried to use it on me. He responded to me, Ed Lover, and all of that, and he tried to put me on he's a psychological doctor. He's a fucking degree in this shit. I know what he did. He tried to put me on a pedestal and say, MC Shan, I listened to you back in the days and this and that. He tried to make me feel bad about what I said. Okay? But Dr. Umar, I don't deal on psychological fucking aspect 101. You got to come up here somewhere, although I don't have a doctrine in it. So what? You tried to make me feel bad? Fuck you. I'm keeping my opinion. You're still an agent, and you still preach a fucking message that hasn't worked for 50 years. So fuck off with that shit. And I don't care who doesn't like it. I'm not going to change my rhetoric. I don't want to sit across from the fucking table from you because I'm not a clout chaser. Do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. Now, where you feed people with words, right? You feed these folks with words. I'm going to show you how I show them how to fish. Now, how's that for motherfucking being a black activist? You feed people with words, and you get them riled up within their feelings. But guess what Shizzle does? Shizzle shows these motherfuckers how to move forward, how to melt metal, how to build an engine, how to weld, how to do this, how to do that. I show my people how to fish, son. You can never come across a table from me with your motherfucking bullshit that you kick. So I hope somebody sees this and tell that motherfucking Yoda ass nigga that that's what I said. No disrespect. I still love you and I still love your blackness and all that shit, but you can't preach that shit to me, son. Fuck your psychological degrees. Fuck whatever motherfucker, like I said, your shit is Freudian, nigga. See, a lot of these folks won't understand what I'm saying to you when I'm speaking to you, and I'm speaking to you, Dr. Umar. Your shit is Freudian, son. Freudian psychology doesn't even motherfucking able to do anything with today's world. I can tell you about Edward Bernays, his cousin, and a whole bunch of other things, how Joseph Goebbels and all these motherfuckers study Edward Bernays just to motherfucking do the propaganda shit. I can do all of that, sir. So in the end of the day, since he bring the shit up so I can end this shit, I think that you're fucking Yoda. You use Jedi mind tricks, no disrespect to you. Your doctrine is Freudian. I didn't say fraud. I said Freudian, which means that shit is old, nigga. In order to fuck with me, you got to go to college another 4 years to come sit across the table from me, son, with no degree. Now I'm going to end it at that. See, that's why I wanted to leave that there, because I had this much built up on my chest about Dr. Yoda. Fuck out of here preaching that old 50-year-old fucking message that people can't even look it up on the internet and see that you talking the same shit that Huey and them was talking fucking back in the 70s that did work. Nigga, fuck off, man. Move from by me. One of my favorite words for motherfuckers that can't fuck with me. Nigga, move from by me. Nigga, move.
But Shan, you did say also that you respect some of the things that he does say. You do agree with some of the stuff that he says. So it's
I
not.
respect that. I say yes. It's not a total disrespect, but on that aspect of black and white that he keeps pushing, that's an old fucking thing. When he says about the rappers that fuck y'all, I'm tired of y'all shit, I'm with him 1,000% on that. I'm with him. I'm, nigga, attacking our black culture, nigga. I will attack our black culture with you all motherfucking day. Because these are the motherfuckers that we need to be attacking. We don't need to be talking about no motherfucking other culture, motherfucker. They ain't got nothing in our shit. And we should be talking to them. You talking about how the white man this, how the white man that, motherfucker. You got a lot of these little motherfuckers that don't understand that white man message because they got fucking earphones full of money. They don't understand that shit, white man what? Your message is bullshit. Your message will only reach those who can't read and they have to fucking look at the fucking cash registers that's small, medium, and large. Those are the motherfuckers whose minds and intellect that you will capture. People with the intellect such as mine look at you as a fucking Yoda. Okay, so no disrespect to you. This is just my opinion, and any man has a right to disagree. And I don't need to be across a table from you because I'm not a clout chaser, sir. I'm gonna leave this shit the fuck alone. Like I would have left it alone if he wouldn't have fucking got up in my chest. I'd have left it alone. But like I said, I don't believe in that shit, and I don't fucking fuck with people that feed our people with words. You feeding our emotions, nigga. Fuck out of here. I show these folks how to fucking actually eat. End of story. That's it. Did I explain that? Did I explain that to the fullest? Like, there should be any questions about why I did or what I did?
No, I think you did. I think you definitely did. But I wanted to ask you this clarifying question, if you don't mind. Do you think that he honestly believes the stuff that he's saying, or do you think that it's a divisive tool?
He's a fucking psychological doctor. You cannot trust this motherfucker. He knows how to manipulate a human man's mind. Do you not understand what psychology degree means?
No, I definitely know.
That's not the study. That's not the study of money, the study of how to produce this. That's how to fucking psychologically trick a person's mind. So why do you go to psychology? So you can fucking have somebody sit on your couch and tell you their problems and you analyze them. And then you tell them what they should do in order to fix themselves. So that is a Yoda trick to me, 1,000% all the way around, which I will never be indoctrinated with. I'm totally and fully aware of the MK Ultra. I'm fully aware of these things, the Tuskegees and all these experiments done on black people. Some of the things that he would want to bring up. Look how dirty they did us, motherfucker. Now they gave everybody it. Now what? It ain't just us no more, motherfucker. They doing the things, but they doing it to everybody. They gave everybody COVID. It just wasn't a nigga thing, okay? It's just like, whatever. And I'm not going against that shit. But see, this would be a very good conversation if it would be a good conversation because conversation leads to understanding.
Right.
He may not agree with me. I may not agree with him. But as we would have sat across a table, the things that we would discuss would click to folks that, but in the end, if we bring both of those messages together, his people, my people would now become one entity. But see, nobody wants to do that because psychologically, motherfucker, you don't want everybody to be one unless you can control the populace. So how do you start? Small. Control a little bit at a time. I'm sorry. I just
No, it's good, Shan. It's good. It's good.
I just broke into myself real quick. This shit is so fucking laughable that it's not funny. You motherfucker, you came up to me with a Dr. Umar question. That's just fucking. Oh my God, that shit is so laughable to me that it's not even funny. And some of you motherfuckers will look at him because he has a doctrine or whatever. Man, I got a doctrine because I study whatever the fuck I want to.
Now, Shan, you know I respect you so much in your opinion on certain things in hip hop. You know, so to me, it's always important to pay respect and homage to those that came before you and made it possible for you to be a part of hip hop, because those are the people that laid the groundwork. They sacrificed a lot, and they didn't see the fruits of their labor like the artists today, right? Earlier, you were talking about how Eminem showed you 3 cassette tapes, but who of your peers or other people, you know, that may be black that can show you 3 cassette tapes like he did, right? So I feel like Eminem, he's like somebody that pays a lot of respect to the culture.
Yes, he does, and that's a Dr. Umar subject. But you want to ask me about my folks and shit, you know what I'm saying? These folks that came before me, right? Those folks that came before me, I look up to them. I love their contribution. They gave me all the things that instilled to me that I am. But I want you all to understand this, that hip hop, your mother, is a fucking hoe. She will let anybody fuck her. She will let anybody put dick in hip hop. Like, look at these little young mumble rap niggas. Don't you think that hip hop is a hoe? Hip hop is a fucking hoe. Okay? And so you know how motherfucker, I got 6 and 7 daddies. All right? Hip hop is mother hoe. And you know who my fathers are? Marley Marl, Grandmaster Caz, Busy B. You know what I'm saying? I've got several fucking fathers because hip hop was a whole bitch. And don't think that motherfucking she gonna fucking love you. When hip hop is finished with your ass, as much as she love you or you think you love it, she gonna kick you to the fucking curb just like she kicked me. And every other motherfucker that's my father before me. And ain't no shame in me saying that Melly Mel and Grandmaster Caz is my father. I'm my motherfucking daddies, yo. And ain't no fucking shame. See, this is where you have to lose all of that ego. You have to give people, we don't like to give people in front of us any kind of credit. Well, let me tell you something. I got hip hop daddies, nigga, and I will say that shit in front of any motherfucking body. Mel be mad. Mel be mad because I be running up on Mel talking about yo, what's up, Pop? That nigga like he be mad because he like think I'm next thing I'm gonna say is like, yo, where that motherfucking child support check, nigga? I see you getting it. But that's what it is. Kaz, my heathen brother, you know what I'm saying? It's like I love these guys, you know what I'm saying? I love them. That's my fathers and shit. And y'all motherfuckers think that hip hop is your friend. Hip hop is just a fucking hoe. Hip hop is a fucking hoe. She's a slutty ass bitch. She'll let anybody slide up into that motherfucking hip hop pussy with that, yeah, Nigga, don't it sound like fucking, yeah, yeah, get it. That's you fucking hip hop, nigga. That's you fucking hip hop. And she don't care how you fuck her. She'll let you fuck her going, get it, get it. That's why I don't like my mama. That bitch is a hoe. My hip hop mama is a fucking hoe. She letting you little young niggas fuck her now with that little, get it. That's all y'all do. Sound like y'all fucking hip hop. And that's exactly what you're doing. Fuck you. Goodbye.
Well, Shan, okay, so where I was going with the question, right? Before you were so animated with that demonstration for us, you know.
You already knew what it was.
Right? My thing is, a lot of times, you know, when you come into hip hop and you're not black, you're casted automatically as a culture vulture. right? But I feel like someone
no,
like
that's Vlad. That's Vlad. Vlad is the culture vulture. That's not every motherfucking white motherfucker that come in. Look, I
no,
love
but
the
I'm saying
country boys.
that's the low hanging fruit that people try to use though. You know, but I don't feel like someone like Eminem deserves that because he contributes a lot. He's always giving back to the culture, right? There's a lot of
We
people.
can listen to my
Right,
commentary on what I
right,
said about
right,
Eminem and
right.
clear that up. Eminem was in the trenches. Fuck that. Ain't nothing else to say about this question. That motherfucker was in the trenches. Now, I want to ask the black people this shit. When Charlottesville was going on, did you bring your solo black ass into Charlottesville when they were doing all that motherfucking white people shit? No, you didn't. But let me tell you where Eminem was very different. It wasn't even a Charlottesville motherfucker. Detroit was full of black motherfuckers. And when he went to them fucking hip hop shows, you know who was full of? Black motherfuckers. So he felt like the only white boy as a black man going to Charlottesville, motherfucker, by his goddamn self. In the heat of danger. Ha! So let's just talk about how Eminem was that motherfucker, y'all. In the heat of danger, Eminem in the streets of Detroit was up there with them black folks. Only motherfucking white man motherfucking for miles around in this heat room full of ghetto people. Can I get a hallelujah? Can I?
Hallelujah.
Oh, so there you go. But see, people don't understand that. You have to look at Eminem as that one white individual that went amongst the fucking wolves. And not one of you black motherfuckers showed up at Charlottesville. They just ran. Charlottesville was running over niggas. Shut the fuck up. Don't tell me about no motherfucking shit. If you went to Charlottesville and you popped your motherfucking gun and pulled it out against them other motherfuckers with them AKs and all that shit, then you could talk to me. I haven't seen any of you motherfuckers as brave as this motherfucking man in a long time. So fuck what you're talking about. I don't care how you think I feel. I'm just bringing you real shit, and you just cannot deal with the truth. Because now let's look at Charlottesville. You had all these people with these big AKs. I ain't seen none of you gangbusters there. I ain't seen none of y'all busting your gun, talking about yeah. None of that. That's what you would have been against. You would have been against the same odds that this white boy from Detroit that didn't grow up as Mark Zuckerberg with a college fucking education. So, how are you going to fucking talk about this man when he did things that you don't even have the heart to do on the simplest levels, okay? Yeah, he may have had a few black friends, but those few black friends may not have been able to save him from those many black people that wanted to bust his motherfucking ass. So don't tell me Eminem wasn't in the fucking trenches. Don't tell me that MC Search wasn't in the trenches. Don't tell me that Raw, the rugged man. I didn't mention Raw because I didn't want anybody to think that I love Raw, that they're going to hate him now. But Raw, Search, come on, man. These folks, I was there. I seen what they did. And for somebody to try and take any credibility away from them because of their so what, whatever. But like I said, I don't even identify myself as anything now. I'm just fucking a racist that hates everybody. Fuck you all.
So what happened with you and Vlad? Because you brought up Vlad, right? You did this interview.
Vlad. I did a.
No, wait. You did you did an interview on Vlad. That was great, right? The interview on Vlad was great. But then after that, it seems like you've had a lot of criticism for Vlad.
All right, but see, Vlad, y'all motherfuckers don't understand. Vlad is like the fucking police, my nigga. Vlad is like the police, and Vlad is like a fucking culture vulture. I don't give a fuck if that nigga just took some of my shit and put it up on his shit last week, bitch. And you know I don't even fucking like you, you fuck nigga. All right, you put some of my shit up on your shit last week. I'm about to say he don't give a fuck. He know I don't like him. He know I don't give a fuck. I think he the police. Cause you want to know why? He gets dumb, stupid individuals to get on his show and fucking admit to crimes that they've done that there's no statute or limitation. Look at ARF. Look at that shit. You get on motherfucking Vlad show, you motherfucking talk about your this, that, and the third. Next thing you got a motherfucking federal indictment. This nigga work with the police. Fuck Vlad. I don't give a fuck if he don't like me. I don't give a fuck. And I could tell Vlad suck my dick, and I don't give a fuck about you, nigga. But guess what? If I say something that him or his staff think that's fucking clickbait for his shit, I bet you he'll put it up just like he put some shit up, knowing goddamn well I'll be like, oh, fuck you, Vlad. Fuck you. Stick this finger up your nose, nigga, because I ain't into that old freaky shit. I don't give a fuck about Vlad. Fuck him. I don't need his motherfucking, I don't need your motherfucking platform, bitch, because you a sucker. And I don't give a fuck. That's my opinion. Other niggas, motherfucking, maybe motherfucking, Boosie may like your ass because you keep Boosie on your shit. You know what I'm saying? That's all right. Boosie might like you, but fucking Boosie can't tell me not to tell me to like you. You understand? Because I'll tell Boosie, fuck that nigga Vlad. Fuck him. And you'll be like, oh, Shan, you fuck. But I love you, Boosie. You know what I'm saying?
Because some people would
I ain't
argue.
scared of her. Let me say this. I ain't scared of your ass, nigga, but I love you. So whatever it be, but was what it be. I ain't scared of you now. We can sit down and talk and motherfucker, you spend your money because you got a lot more as we sip these whistles. My shit is like $7, nigga. So it ain't gonna cost you a lot to have a conversation with your man Sizzle, all right?
Because some people would argue that he's actually paying a lot of these people for interviews and putting money in their pockets to help them feed their families, right? I'm not arguing for him, but I'm just trying to get the other side.
Now, nope, I'm gonna get you the other side. You think that nigga offered me $1? Fuck you. That's some propaganda shit that he put out. And he probably paid some niggas just to say that shit. All right? That nigga ain't offered me a fucking dime. Vlad wasn't even here. Let me tell you where he was. See over there? When I did that Vlad interview, he was sitting on a motherfucking computer screen on a fucking chair somewhere, wherever the fuck that laptop was sitting. Vlad wasn't here. I was talking to that motherfucker through a TV screen. Wasn't no money offered. Wasn't none of that shit. It was just like, yo, Shan, let me get that fucking Chris story where you talking about fucking Bam as a fucking bear. See what I'm saying? Fuck that culture vulture. Nigga, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Vlad. Kiss my ass. Fuck you. Let me say it again. Fuck you, Vlad.
What about DJ Akademiks?
Him too. And I ain't mad. And you ever remember when I had my kids said, Akademiks, fuck you.
You had your kids say that?
I was in my book. Yes, when Akademiks was talking that bullshit.
I saw you talking about the Dusty comments and you was going off on him, but I didn't know that you had your kids say it too.
Yeah, but you missed. Next, I was in the thing, and I was like, "Yo, I can tell, hey, Ethan, tell Akademiks, fuck you." He couldn't even say academic. He said, "Yo, Akademiks, fuck you." I don't give a fuck about that nigga either. Motherfucker, what the fuck could he say? See, now here's the point. My thing is, I don't never let another man think that they better than me. So fuck Akademiks, fuck Vlad, and fuck every other motherfucker. You will never stand in front of me and make me motherfucking feel that your word means more than mine. I don't give a fuck how much money you got, motherfucker. That ain't mean shit to me.
The situation with Akademiks, is that mainly coming from the Dusty comments or overall how he operates?
It's just because I felt like fucking with somebody. I don't pay Akademiks no mind. You think I watch his fucking show? Fuck Akademiks. Fuck that motherfucker. That nigga just got caught up in the same kind of bullshit that the rest of these niggas got caught up in. A bitch fucking, he done slapped the bitch or something. So you ain't no better than the rest of them motherfucker, Mr. Motherfucker. Oh, I'm better than all niggas I talk about. No, nigga, now you under the same shit. So shut the fuck up, nigga. Shut the fuck up. Now, if you want me to come on your show, motherfucker, be prepared for what the fuck you get. But I don't think you want that, nigga.
Would you consider Akademiks a culture vulture like Vlad is?
I would consider Akademiks as a fucking asshole. Fuck it. I don't care, and I'm not jealous of what he do. He have his platform and all that shit, but he's not a motherfucker that I look up to. And even if I looked up to, I'll still be like, fuck you, nigga. You ain't better than me. See, that's what the problem with men are. Nigga, you look at another person and fucking swear to God, I don't give a fuck how much money you got, how much popularity, how many more followers you got from me. Nigga, you could kiss my motherfucking ass. Matter of fact, let me not even fucking go anywhere where there's any anatomy, because these niggas are fucked up nowadays. They'll suck your dick and kiss your asshole and all kind of shit. So I ain't even gonna say that. But fuck you, period.
The problem is you're talking about is the idolization of people, right? They put people up on pedestals and they view them almost like godlike, and you're so amazing. You got all these followers, you got all this stuff, and they want to be at that status.
Didn't I just explain that to you a minute ago in the fucking, what do you call that? Put you on the pedestal theory? I told you that shit when I talked about Dr. Umar, right? See, so don't think you mixing me around where I don't know where I'm saying. I'm always on point, whether I'm drunk or not. I remember I told you this point, that pedestal shit, where you put a motherfucker on a pedestal and you make them try and think other than they already think and shit. You use their human emotion against them. You try and make their brains implode on themselves. I'm not a nigga that you can make my brain implode on me, motherfucker. I will make your brain implode on you in a quick hot second. Go ahead, get me on the show, bitch.
So one of the things I respect most about you, Shan, is that you care more about the content of someone's character than their skin color. Like your relationship with Snow is great. You've talked about how he helped feed your family when you were fucked up. And Jeff, the one that books your shows, he's Asian, and you've seen good in these people and they've stood by your side and helped you. And in return, you stand up and you speak out and you stand on what you stand on. So I just want to commend you on that, because I really respect that you always focus on that.
Does that say that I practice what I preach?
Absolutely. You know, I think that a lot of times people don't realize that piece of shit comes in every color. You know what I mean? So
no, shit only comes in one color, brown, motherfucker. I ain't never. No, that means not that. Brown and green. I've never seen between brown and green, motherfucker. Right? So shit only comes in two colors.
Yeah. You get what I'm saying? You know,
it's all the same shit. It stinks. Right. It stinks. That's all we are. Shit stinks. No matter what color it is, shit stinks.
Right. So one of the most powerful things I ever saw you say was you shed MC Shan, and along with that, you shed the expectation of that persona or that image comes with, you know. How did you reach a point where you found that was necessary to do?
Because I was living for other people's expectations of me other than my own. They wanted to see me. If I wasn't driving a Benz, I wasn't shit. If I didn't have a jewelry on my neck, I wasn't shit. But now, do I take this little bit of money that I got that I could use to live and further my life, buying buses and all that shit? Do I go buy a Lamborghini? Because I got afford one. My credit is good. I could afford all that shit these niggas is doing. And I got money and I could do all this. Do I dress me up to please them? Or do I just say, fuck them and do me? That's it. That's what it came down to. And it's like, I'm not out to impress anybody anymore. I don't care what you think about me. I don't get paid enough to care what you think about me. Anything that I said on this interview, if anybody has some backlash, guess what? Shan don't give a fuck, because I'm not paid enough to give a fuck about what you think about what I said, what I did, how I did it, who I said it about. I'm not paid enough. So fuck you and all your fucking opinions. And I'm going to keep moving. I'm going to keep doing what the fuck I do, regardless to the fact.
Do you think that hip hop places too much value on those materialistic things and being able to flash and constantly flex on people?
That's the motherfucking whole mental maniacal trick. And I keep talking about that mental trickery. We started that jury shit, all right? But you see us rappers, you see Slick Rick back in the days with a neck full of shit. But did you hear him talk about the neck full of jury? Did you hear him talk about motherfucking the money he was spending? No, you heard stories. You heard Rick got the biggest jewelry collection in fucking America other than Gucci Man. Okay? But you never heard Rick talk about that shit. Never heard any of us talk about our jewelry, our diamonds, unless a motherfucker. I mentioned cars and stupid shit in my records, but it never was about that. Nowadays, it's no longer about what you're saying lyrically and how much substance your song has. It's more about how much jewelry you could bling on us, nigga. And since y'all motherfuckers is on blinging jury, bitch, you see how thick that shit is, motherfucker? Y'all niggas gonna be on my dick in a minute. Cause this is a fucked up piece. But you see the guns on it. You see the gun. That was a fuck up. But wait till I fucking get this neck piece, right? Wait till y'all see that print. But look how thick that shit is. Y'all gonna be talking my shizzle. That nigga be making motherfucking watches and all that shit with his diamonds and all that shit in it. Right in his house. So since that's the new criteria, I'm gonna be the man in motherfucking hip hop any second now.
Right. You know, when I heard you say that you shed that persona, it made me think of like how when you start to age, things that resonated with you when you were younger change. You know, just like with your age, the things that you value, whether you having a family or you realize what's really important to you.
Now, I'm glad you bring that up because that this total thought was lost to me. Nephews, if you out here, I used to be you. I used to be the guy. I'm not scared to die. I don't care. Nigga, step on my sneakers, whatever fault. Nigga, we could do this shit. I was you. Let me ask you one thing. Just do this for Unc. Leave that attitude alone for just a couple of years. Move away from those friends that have you thinking that. Move away from them. Because in another 1 or 2 years at the age you're at, you're going to find every fucking thing to live for. All of that, I ain't scared to die. All that shit I talked at 20, motherfucker. Let me tell you, at 58, nigga, I want to fucking stay so far away from the Reaper that it's not funny. I do not want to go nowhere near the motherfucking Reaper. And what I have found is everything to live for my children. You seen them come and disrupt me during my shit. I got their food in the oven, which means that it's 10:30 and they need to eat. There's no school tomorrow because of some weather shit out here. But that's okay. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to feed my children and do what I have to do as a father, which is the most important thing to me in life. That's the most important thing to me in life because of what my father done for me. And like I say, nephew, that attitude of, I don't care, I'll die, all that shit, the hood you fighting for, and none of that shit gonna come back to help you, son. Just put that shit on hold and get away from those people that have you thinking this shit. And I guarantee you're going to find everything that you have around you to live for. Fuck all that die for shit. Find the shit you need to live, motherfucker. And that's from Uncle Shizzle. As we get the fuck out of here, because I got to cook and get my kids on point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is.
Shan, I just want to say thank you so much, man, for your time. I really appreciate it. I had a great time chopping it up with you and laughing about everything, seeing you go off and then, you know.
Then come back to, you know what I'm saying? Come back to earth.
You know, I love seeing the intellectual side of you talk, but then at the same time you keep it real and you come back and you hit him with that street talk too. It's just like it's like I mean, well-rounded.
Let's just put it that
exactly. Way. You can hold the conversation with anybody, right? That's a good thing to be well-rounded like
now
that.
Make sure, look. Now make sure you put that Dr. Umar shit up as a clip that you throw out, because I want the nigga to fuck with me. I want you to fuck with me, son.
No, yeah, I put everything out in clips. So I'm gonna be promoting you for like 2 months because it's a long interview, man. You know what I mean? I got 2 different platforms to put it on. I'll put it on Patreon first, and then I'm gonna put it on YouTube after.
YouTube, you gonna have to go bleep beep 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 beep. All right.
YouTube is so tricky. You know what I mean? Like they find any reason to take you down.
No. I can tell you what the reason they gonna take you down. You got MC Shan on your shit? Oh, we taking you fuck off, nigga. And I'm saying nigga, and you ain't even a nigga like that. But you my nigga though. You know what I'm saying? Nigga is a term of endearment nowadays. So that's my nigga over there. Or over there. That's my nigga, y'all.